You are the main character in the video game of life.
I personally don't believe anything they say, right down to the god they claim we worship.
I'm still waiting for somebody to show me gas pressure without a container.
None of the math adds up.
You could stack up all their math books, all their science books, and even put all their degrees stacked up on top of that, and you still wouldn't be high enough to see the curvature.
This is exactly why grounding is so important.
It's all dualistic.
We see too far.
We're just regular people who know we're being lied to. We're tired of it.
The bottom line is, there's only one choice left, and that's to dismantle this whole thing from the top down. Oh shit, I didn't even know that was coming, bro.
You did not
Holy
know.
shit, what's up? I didn't. It's weird doing this in the fucking afternoon, but here we are because the dudes apparently have a real life and they treat this like a job because they're all professional and shit. So.
Yeah, they're really professional.
We make a living at it.
So before we get started, if you want to know where to find all our shit, go to Phone Booth Podcast. We can hear you, bro. We can hear you.
You son of a bitches.
Go to phoneboothpodcast.substack.com where you got all of our shit there in one easy to find place. You got early access to episodes and tons of bonus content if you subscribe for the mere small fee of $5 a month. So go check that out. And of course, go to canambullion.com.
Hold on, before that, go
I
to
forgot.
the merch.
You son of a bitch. I missed it. Go to the merch.
Don't forget the fucking merch. Grow or die, which is the acronym of God. Grow or die, son of a bitch. And then this is the most important shirt. Why the fuck am I echoing?
Oh, now we got an echo.
No.
What the heck? Oh, you guys playing the stream in the background, maybe. Anyways. No. Okay, now it's good.
No.
Now it's good. This is
gone.
the most
It's gone.
important shirt. This is dedicated to Raven. This is the Fagman shirt. Yeah, get it while it lasts. It's yeah, the Fagman shirt. And then also now, Ted, do.
Yeah, go to canambullion.com for all your gold, silver, and platinum coins, bars, and bullion. Get sent to your house in a nondescript patch, packed just like the stuff you order off the naughty website. So no one will know what's coming to you. So go there. If you have a big order, talk to Mike. Once you put it in your cart, buy it right away. Don't fucking lollygag around and wait because it goes up and down all the time, and it will change on your ass in half a second. So canambullion.com. Go there.
You son of a bitch. Hold on.
It looks like we're just laughing out of nowhere. You know.
Yeah, they
All
don't
right,
hear
These guys
them.
are.
Yeah, I know. We got these dudes in our fucking ear.
Wait, the audience couldn't hear that?
No. So we just look
Thank
fucking
God.
retarded. We're just.
Well, that's
I
your
don't know.
fault.
Well,
I
he
was
was
just concerned with why the Kazakhstani
goes,
fucking
"Hey, let's
refugee is
use-
selling gold backs.
Let's use an EV mux. We could talk back a stage. We could
I can hear you talking shit when the intro plays.
You motherfucker.
Hey guys.
What's up,
Now we
gentlemen?
got you on. Now they can hear you. Go. Speak.
okay.
Who are you guys? Who are
We're Nephilim Death Squad. I am Raven. I'm
just do the
David Lee
thing.
Corbo, a.k.a. the Raven.
That is.
That is Top Lobster, the father of disinformation.
What's up?
And we are American citizens, unlike this
Allegedly.
here. We host a show called Nephilim Death Squad. It's comedy, conspiracy, Christianity. You can find it anywhere that you find podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that shit. YouTube, unless we get banned for this episode, which could well be the case. And
Yeah, maybe.
patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad.
Well, we've been told that they were going to behave, so
Yeah. Oh, look, he's going to show our Patreon. That's
Fuck
nice.
Oh,
Let's go.
That's
dude.
good. See, this is how we get paid for a living. But
Yeah,
if you
we
go
do.
there,
We do like office hour shit. So like we're in the office from 8 to 5.
that's right.
That's our when we work, not this nighttime stuff.
Yeah, which I'm not a fan of, but fine, I'll do it for you guys.
We get paid actual money, not fake gold.
Yeah,
Things like that.
and if you go there, by the way, you'll gain, because we record a lot of episodes per week, but of course you don't want to blow your whole load, so we backlog that stuff. But if you're a Patreon member, you gain early access to it. You also get access to exclusive communities of dangerous retards. That's what we affectionately call ourselves and the fan base. And of course, discount codes off of merchandise from toplobster.com. Toplobster.com is not only where you're going to find our merch. I've got one on right now. It's the Florida Illuminati shirt, which you and Bill need to get your hands on. Not the Kazakhstan refugee, but and then Top's got another one on. So that's where all our designs are. And tickets to Bohemian Grove are all the way at the top of the page. And right now we're selling general admission for August 8th. Actually, I hope you guys will be there. You fucking clicked on the wrong page.
Oh yeah, you got to press Top Lobster
Press
Is
Top
it-
Lobster.
in the left.
Yeah, just fucking leave the whole
Hold
page.
on.
It's
It's
fine.
alright. It's fine.
Ah, hold on.
Hey, it was there.
What about this? What about
Fucking
this?
left, it's gone now. Never mind. It
What?
doesn't matter. It's not even important. So you can go there. You can get tickets to Bohemian Grove. And Bohemian Grove is a
I wonder
comedy.
what time it. What time is it for you wherever you're at in the world,
Kazakhstan.
Vince? Yeah.
It's 9:17 p.m.
9 to 17.
So that's psychotic. So when you're doing night shows with these guys, what time?
Yeah.
what time
Oh,
are
it
you
can be
actually doing stuff?
really fucking late. I have to
Yeah.
really switch my life, you know? I need to fuck myself up, you know?
Oh, that's dedication, though. I appreciate it.
It is.
Thanks for having us on, guys. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
excited to have you.
It was
Been a
not
while.
easy
No, you
getting
are.
you motherfuckers here, right?
No, I think we canceled on you guys last time, and then it's just like you said, the office hours thing. We're very professional. We do things, during the daytime.
I'll be honest with you. Let's just be real with them. Don't fucking give them excuses.
Okay,
you
fine.
Yeah, be
don't
fucking
like them.
authentic. Yeah.
We will be authentic with you. Every time somebody goes, even to the point where they go, hey, can we come on your show? We go, like, I just don't.
Unless I can pass our calendar along and it just works. Like we have a calendar we send people to book the show. If I could pass it to you and go, you fucking do it yourself.
No, it's becoming increasingly more. Every time I look at the calendar and I go, David, we have like 5 guests this week. And then I go, I don't want to do any of these.
Yeah, that too.
And I go, do I even want to still do a podcast?
I like that shit. That's honest, you know?
That sounds like fucking ghosts.
Screaming
Like,
ghosts.
Dude, I got some fancy stuff.
They didn't sound happy. Yeah, they didn't sound. They're miserable ghosts.
I got a few
That's
buttons.
respectable, you
I don't know
know?
if I could play half these buttons. This is actually of Vince. My wife.
My wife.
Are you guys? Do you guys
Actually-
feel the same way? Or do you do the same thing now? Are you having podcast fatigue? Is what I'm asking.
TED
With the
Talk.
live streams for sure on Saturday nights, and we were doing 2 live streams a week plus the episode, which I know you guys do a lot more, but also I work all day, Bill works all day, so it's like that on top of that. So yeah, it felt like we were in a rut, just ended up talking about the same shit over and over again too, and it's like, oh, it's someone else's opinion on it, but it's the same shit, and chances are they probably have the same opinion I do because we're all in this together. So yeah, it's hard to find. It's hard to find fucking things that excite you to talk about anymore, really.
Hold on a
new
second.
hot shit.
I just realized this motherfucker's in our studio.
Very disrespectful.
Oh, that was crazy.
you
I was going, this shit looks good, bro. This studio looks good. The way that we've remedied that is, so we do a show called Neph to America as well. So people that tune in, you'll get like 3 different flavors. You'll get Nephilim Death Squad, which is with a guest, and it's topical and interview
Sucks.
based.
No,
it
it's
doesn't
fine.
suck. It doesn't suck. But then there's Chronicles, where NDS Chronicles, where people who have had paranormal experiences or unexplainable phenomenon happen to them, they'll write it in, and we go, yeah, we're not going to interview you because you're just some rando, but we will read your story, and usually we make
I
fun
think
of them.
we should really lean into being like egotistical assholes.
We
Oh, you
haven't done
guys
that.
aren't
Why not?
already?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The fuck?
But we do that. We'll go, like, somebody will go, like, I had this unbelievable, life-changing experience, and we'll go like, yeah, it sounds pretty gay, dude, and we'll read the whole thing and we'll make fun of them brutally. But sometimes there is some, I don't know, cherry to take away, some wisdom to be found in these stories. And then the third one that we do is Neph to America, which is a play off of Death to America.
We're at like the point of autoerotic asphyxiation where it's like it just can't really get off anymore normally.
Sure.
Right? Does it feel that way?
The only way that we have fun is by we look at the world and, you know, the sort of reptilians that are running it and the asteroids that are going to impact and we just mock it all. And that to me has become the most fun thing about the show that we do. If you don't have something like that, which I feel like you guys have a lot of that too. Yeah, you're right. It does kind of become this fucking monotonous shit.
The craziest thing is that all of our conspiracies are now true. Well, except for Ted's. People still think flat Earth is
Dude,
bullshit.
you guys got fucked, huh?
You guys got
You guys got fucked. None of the government spooks came forth to confirm your fucking your ideas.
That just means it's the only real one, bro. It didn't come forth.
It's just a very narrow path that's extremely narrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like every time Anna Paulina Luna, the former stripper turned congresswoman, mentions the Book of Enoch, I'm like, I think I'm fucking retarded. And I think that nothing I believe is true anymore. That's where I'm at these days. It is a weird season for that, by the way. You know, especially if you're...
Like, yeah, Nephilim is basically true at this point.
Yeah,
they're
Anna
making
Paulina
a movie.
Luna.
Like, Steven Spielberg's making a movie about it, or the Book of Enoch or something. I'm just like,
I
oh,
don't
come on,
fucking
man.
know. Anna Paulina Luna is on Joe Rogan's show saying, you really got to read Enoch, and this is all about the Nephilim and shit. And then, you know, Tucker Carlson's dropping the Nephilim and
the N-bomb.
The N-bomb, yeah. And it's like so many people are talking about fallen angels and this and that
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
it feels less fun. Things are only fun when they're dangerous. And we don't have anything to offer anymore, actually.
Oh, well, pack it up and go home then. What the
That's
fuck?
it, dude.
That's a
Roll
great
that beautiful
endorsement. We don't have anything to offer
watch
anymore.
This show. All you got to do, don't watch fucking Nephilim Death Squad. Just watch Anna Paulina Luna, Tucker Carlson, any fucking Joe Rogan, any of these people.
Go to the experts.
Go to
Yeah.
the experts. Fuck us, man.
Why would you listen to two retards talking about what you could hear on Fox News at this
That's
point?
honestly a great question.
Vince, what am I doing with my life, Vince?
I don't know. I'm just saying I'm getting tired of hearing of conspiracy theories. I'm getting tired of it. I don't know why. No, seriously. Because it pops up a new one all the time, and we don't really have any evidence. Like, what evidence do we have for the Nephilim? What evidence do we have?
Zero.
Well, I mean, you're sitting there right now.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean, look.
all the gay shit you're wearing is kind of inspired by the Nephilim. I know
Nephilim
that.
shit. It is Nephilim
I'm
shit.
not as gay as Raven. I just saw Raven with oil on his body with other men
Well,
and shut.
that was a
Okay.
contest,
Yeah, that was a competition, and competitions are inherently masculine.
which he won, I think. No, you lost.
No, I lost that.
I
that
mean,
makes
we
you
all
less
won.
gay.
I think so.
But are you guys getting tired of conspiracies or what? What?
No, because we have changed them. So a lot of people bring up, I'm sure you guys have seen this, there's a lot of people in the space and they talk about conspiracies, and there's a big doomer kind of cloud over the conspiracies. Can you
Right.
believe that Donald Trump is the Antichrist? Or can you believe that they're telling us about aliens and not giving us the Epstein files, and
You
everything
believe
is
they
like,
banged all these kids.
can you
We're
believe
like,
they fucked
yeah,
these
I give it-
kids? And man, you really fucked me up with that one, because now what I'm going to say next kind of sucks. But I go, it's fun. Like, it's all of this is fun. And
Somebody clip
look,
that.
man, I'm just saying.
You heard it here first. There it goes.
If you look at all of this through the doomer lens,
No, it is a lot of fun. Like, we went through the Epstein files, and they were like, yeah, they're slicing babies' feet with scimitars and drinking the blood and chewing on their intestines with the poop in it. And
Yeah.
they were like, wait a second, here.
Shit.
There's a correspondence with a guy named Gary, and he owns a construction company, and he's pouring the cement for the tunnels. But like
Yeah.
Epstein's like, these tunnels are a little too small, Gary. You got to come here and revise the tunnels.
Yeah.
Also, some anti-slip floors for when the blood's all over the place. And we're
and
like,
Gary's
this is
like, do you really think it's that fucking easy to just expand the tunnels?
I've
Do you
gotta
know how
get
long it took to make these prints, you fucking asshole?
1,000 tons of concrete.
Yeah, and that's
to
what
an
happens
island.
next is Gary's like, wait a second, you want me to fill in the fucking tunnels with
Yeah.
concrete?
And Epstein's playing hardball with him too. He's trying to bargain.
'Cause
We're
he's
like, "Dog,
Jewish."
this is very illegal what you're doing right here. You should be paying. He's like, no, come on. That's a little bit of concrete between friends. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Gary? And you know Gary wasn't banging any kids. He's just pouring the concrete.
That's all.
This shit is fun. That's fun for me, but no one's really focusing on that stuff.
Yeah,
I want to talk about the nasty
I mean,
things.
yeah, they're getting lost in that stuff. Fucking should be paying attention to the concrete pours, bro.
Have you guys
no matter
seen
how many letdowns, there's expectations are always greater than what, like this disclosure thing. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be so amazing," and like the whole time, I'm like, "It's gonna be garbage," you know.
Yeah.
But that plays a role too. You know what I mean? We always get let down every time, and that plays a role in the fatigue. You know.
I think I've come to the conclusion that a lot of what we're seeing right now, whether it's Epstein files or UAP files, is really an effort to catch the boomer generation up to speed. So everything is inherently going to disappoint us. The only thing that's worth really recognizing is that the Overton window has shifted in such a way as to include everything that we suspect is happening. And what I mean by that is like all the major cultural manufacturing machines, whether it's Tucker Carlson or it's the Joe Rogan Experience or you name it, they're all talking about these things. Even the Joe Rogan thing is significant because he has a way of popularizing all things: psychedelics, marijuana, MMA, float tanks, fucking you name it, the carnivore diet, ketogenic diet. Like that guy is a cultural force. So the fact that he's now talking about the Book of Enoch, which he was just talking about once again with Andrew Schultz, you go, oh, that's a fascinating look into what's going to be acceptable to talk about. And so in that way, that's kind of fun. But I do find myself at the same time groaning when they do it, even though it's everything that I've been talking about for 2 years.
Right.
Can I, guys, ask you something for later? I have some questions regarding religion that I want.
David? What is this?
Huh?
What is this?
Oh, that's the wrong one, huh? No, give me here. You take the straight Bible one. You can have that. Go
Later
ahead, I'm
on,
sorry.
can I ask these questions about religion because I'm a very skeptical guy.
No,
Okay.
because my ideas are very fragile, and I don't want to have to defend them in any intellectual way.
Okay,
So I
then-
appreciate it if I fucking didn't do that.
Then I won't ask. I'll throw that
Thank
in
you
the
very
bin.
much.
No, you can
I'll
ask
throw
those
that,
questions.
but not right now. But later, if that's okay.
What the fuck? Yo, bro,
So-
what kind of podcasting is this?
The kind that is not right now, but later.
Well, okay. Let me just show
Planting a seed for later.
because
Do you want to podcast later?
because you guys was talking about them eating kids and shit. I wanted to see if you guys have seen this little clip about this guy. I don't know what his name is, but he
That's
apparently
Neon, right?
yeah. But the other guy,
I know that guy. I don't know the other guy. He's covered. His
What is
face
that,
covered.
adrenochrome? Or is this
yeah. Listen, it's 57 seconds. Listen.
Have you not heard what celebrities drink to keep themselves looking
No.
good?
What?
Look into it.
What is it?
Look into
Tell me,
it.
tell me.
I can't. It's like it's major TOS.
Why?
You gotta
Drinking blood? What is it? Now I'm weirded out.
Look into it.
Just tell me what it's called.
I can't.
Why?
Because I literally can't say it. Then it's gonna be a whole thing.
Blood.
But that's not what they call it.
He's drinking blood.
Try it. The fountain of youth.
Now
Seriously.
I'm freaked out. Try it here.
Oh my god.
Told you.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly what you think it is.
What?
How do I look so young at 36?
Nigga, you 36. That's why.
Have you not heard what celebrities drink to keep themselves looking
No,
good?
that's like some bitch shit though. Like I'm gonna bring it up, but I don't want to talk about it. Like,
Well, you can tell there's so much theatrics in it.
Yeah, it's
and
also not.
think it's
that's
bullshit?
Not what that is.
It's it's not
Yeah,
what that is. We were talking to Thomas the Paranoid American
William
recently.
says that it's piss, and
It's
most
probably
likely
mostly
is piss.
piss. Yeah, it is mostly piss.
so they're just trolling.
It's a bit
Half
of trolling,
squirt.
but it's also a bit of these Gen Z influencers just capitalizing on what's big right now. So once again, not real, but a fascinating look into where the Overton window has
Also,
shifted.
very gay. Nephilim Death Squad did this a long time ago. We had a full presentation about this at Brohemian.
We
Grove. You
drank
were
it
there,
straight
Ted.
from
You
the
seen
baby.
showed you right there on the altar, bro. We
There was
built
no
it.
fucking. We did the scimitar. We drank the fucking.
No, we had a guy with a cape explain. He had like a PowerPoint, and there was like a whole play.
Yeah, that's true. So 2 years
Shout
ago,
out Paranoid American.
Paranoid American was on our stage at Bohemian Grove doing a PowerPoint presentation on the historical veracity of adrenochrome,
Oh God, David.
which a lot of people just think, became
YouTube.
popularized.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Can't say that.
And you were gonna blame us. You thought
Yeah.
we were gonna
We're
ruin
screwed
it.
now. I think we're allowed to say that now for the next. You know what I'm fucking saying? You know, a lot of people think that it was popularized from the film Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas because there is a scene where it's kind of mentioned for the first time, air quotes, in pop culture there in that movie. And he shows you a bunch of evidence for it having existed in not exactly popular culture, but, you know, in all kinds of different facets, you know, studies that were done on it and Freemason funding and, you know, you name it. It's pretty cool, actually. And, yeah, he did wear a cape when he did it, which I think kind of discredits the whole thing. And that's kind of what we were going for.
The corniest dudes in the world are doing this now. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with it.
I mean, that's what happens.
Mainstream.
Let me ask
You guys were just
if-
right on the
I'll go.
wave, though. Luckily, at least you were a little bit before, so it's not like.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's crazy.
Street cred.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who came before us. I think.
Well, listen, to be fair, though, like, we've been talking about this stuff for a long time.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just-
yeah.
We just started talking to a microphone about it recently, so it's like, I don't know.
Right.
And if you look at the sort of the trajectory, I mean, we were on the Best Political Show with Luke Rudkowski, maybe
Oh, that was fun.
a couple of months into the show's inception, and we were saying the episode was entirely about the alien phenomenon is a rebranding for fallen angels, Nephilim, you know, biblical entities, things from the spirit realm, technology that was inspired by the spirit realm, all these different things. We were talking about that really early. Now it seems to be, you know, we were talking off air, Ted, about this pastor situation, the Tennessee pastor situation. And, you know, for those of you that don't
We
know.
call them pod pastors.
Pod pastors, that's right.
Thank you.
For those of you who aren't aware of the situation, it got blown out of proportion. The story on the surface seemed to be government officials calling random Tennessee pastors into an Airbnb for a closed-door meeting on the idea that aliens are real, reptilians are real, and these pastors need to,
Pod pastors,
my mistake, need to prepare their congregations for something that, when it comes, disclosure is the something, could cause a falling away from the faith. And that was massively blown out of proportion. The nature of it was so much less significant.
Do you guys know about that, Vince? Do you know what a pastor is?
I know. I think it's weird when they call themselves a father.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't call anybody daddy except for
Yeah,
Timothy
I ain't
Alberino.
calling any other man daddy except my father. You know what I mean? It's fucking weird.
And
It's
Timothy
fucking
Alberino.
odd.
Timothy
Timothy
Alberino.
Alberino is daddy.
So, but hold
We're allowed
on.
to call him daddy.
Timothy Alberino
Isn't that
actually dresses
weird,
like
though?
you.
It's true.
Isn't that
It is
weird,
weird.
though?
Yeah, I mean, the Bible
Why is
explicitly
nobody
states not to call
questioning
any
that?
man father.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Bible says call no man father, but they do it anyway. So you know,
They're like, yeah, so we're gonna make this whole thing. It's all about the Bible. Trust me, call me father. It's like, what the fuck is what's going
yeah.
on
So
here?
a lot of your rebellion against Christianity, Vince. I see how you're dressed and how you're smoking. Let me see that cigarette. Why is it a long cigarette? What are you doing?
It's a fact.
Oh, he's doing. What is that? Is that even legal in Kazakhstan?
This is actually
It might
legal shit.
cane you.
I'm going to jail.
No, but hold on. So is there some? Okay, so aliens is not in the Bible, right? So if aliens
Yeah, they are.
actually exist, are they? As
Yeah.
demons, right? As demons.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, aliens. What do you consider an alien? Something that's extraterrestrial.
Well, something that is also intelligent outside of humanity. You know?
Oh yeah, they're in the Bible. They actually, like, the whole book is pretty much about aliens. Then, by that consideration,
Right, but aliens, as people have come to understand it, is I would say a very successful propaganda campaign that's been launched by a Nazi pioneered space program and Hollywood for the last 80 years. So, you know, obviously a lot of what Hollywood is drawing from when it comes to the alien abduction experience or even the way that they look comes from abductee testimony. To some degree, it's inspired by it. But you have to realize that's a lot like being abducted by a dude. And when you wake up and you're like, what the fuck's going on? And you go, who are you? What do you want? And then he tells you who he is and what he wants, and you believe him.
Yeah.
So he goes, actually, I'm a representative from a highly advanced, species.
Right.
We have super great tech.
wasn't expecting you to wake up. I was gonna butt fuck you.
Yeah, I was right in the middle of BFing you, dude. And he
It's
goes,
all in the ass. Yeah.
By the way, Earth's frequency very low, and
Very low. But
you
can you
gotta
turn
raise
around
that
though?
frequency.
No. Okay. Well, let me tell you about the Galactic Federation.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
a gigantic calamity coming, and I know I'm butt fucking you.
How about
but
we
you
spread
have
those
been
cheeks, Daddy?
chosen
No?
to
Okay.
go and evangelize on behalf. So go and tell everybody that Christianity's not real. A giant cataclysm is coming.
You gonna let me hit that?
No. Can you stop resisting while I'm telling you this, please? And also that everybody needs to raise their frequency, or else Earth's not going to ascend and join the Galactic Federation.
That's Yeah.
Well, that's not a dumb thing, because
Well, it's
if
a
we
dumb thing.
think about it. We got a shirt called "Authenticity is the highest frequency." You guys have heard it, right?
Sure.
Authenticity. And if we don't, strive towards that frequency, then we might as well just scrap the whole humanity thing. Because the way we talked about this before you guys jumped in, like looking at humanity right now, it's also fake. Creativity is lost. They don't give a fuck about what's real anymore. Then at that point, who gives a fuck about what humanity really is at that point? Because then
Vince,
we're
I'm
just a
sorry.
bunch of flesh suits doing stupid
Do you
shit.
understand? Does he understand what he's doing to me right now? Because
He's serving you up.
No.
okay.
I'm hearing what you're saying, and we'll address it. But you're standing in front of an electric piano, dressed like a fucking
village person.
And I can't stop. I'm imagining you standing up in a power stance, with that on one of your this X, and just playing electronic synth. Do you do that?
Oh, I can do shit like that, but I'm a classical composer, orchestral classical composer. That's what I do.
What we need to do is raise our frequency so
No,
that
but
we
seriously.
do not become.
Hear me out.
Yeah,
And let me see if you guys agree.
Yeah.
Are you guys not so tired? Are you guys not tired of this polite bullshit that humanity always have to do, or this acting, or this performance, or the hi, how are yous, and all that bullshit? Why can't we just speak like humans? Like
open-minded,
natural.
without being held.
Yeah, I
back
want to see
by
who the fuck
morality.
everybody is. Yeah, I want to see
Sure.
who the fuck everybody is. I don't want your fucking play. I don't need that shit.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with a lot of it. But on the opposite side of that spectrum, you get New Agers who immediately shake your hand. It's women with dreadlocks and armpit hair. They got crystals in their ass, and they're asking you, what your favorite psychedelic is. And it's I don't fucking want that either.
No, I don't want that either.
There's some decorum where it's I appreciate a little bit of foreplay before you start asking me about ayahuasca. So I mean, yeah, to some degree, I get it, and I understand. There's real truth to the frequency thing, right? That's not bullshit just because a New Ager says it, or because an alien who just butt fucked you says it.
Yeah.
But we play by this rule, or we don't play by this rule. It looks like they play by a rule that we call 9 truths and 1 lie. So they will take immutable facts about the nature of reality, and they'll give them to you, much like the gods of antiquity would do. If you look into any of the ancient pantheons, all of their, what I call lowercase g gods, it's not something I pioneered. This comes from Mike Heiser. They are responsible for giving human beings technology. But I'm not talking about fucking laser swords. I'm saying agriculture or the domestication of animals is a rudimentary form of technology that in many cases would be attributed to some sort of god. And that goes to metallurgy too, or how to form weapons of war or armor or any of these things. Oftentimes early man would attribute that knowledge to some sort of lowercase g god. It's exactly the same shit. I don't think that those lowercase g gods were anthropomorphized aspects of nature, like the wind and rain made into a man with a fucking, a cluster of thunderbolts in his hands. I think they were actual spirits, actual real things. Whether or not they were flesh and blood and you can touch them, I don't know, jury's out on that. But if you look at aliens, it's the same exact shit. The visage has just changed. And that's consistent throughout history, by the way. If you look at all of the gods of antiquity, a lot of them seem to be the same ones. They just look kind of different and they have different names, but they rule over the same shit. The aliens are doing the same fucking thing. They crash a crash in Roswell, and then we reverse engineer it, and it gains us access to all the technology that we have. In fact, it looks like a long concerted effort from early man to get us to the point where we were technologically advanced enough to do, I don't know, some funky shit like tear open a portal or fucking communicate with them via frequency. But all this shit that they tell you, the mystery school shit, the hermetic ideas and all this, this comes from the channeling of spirits. And they would disseminate information to individuals. And sometimes that would be how to create a thing. Or sometimes it would be just higher esoteric knowledge that's about the coveted fundamental building blocks of reality, whether it's fucking some numerology shit or alchemy or you name it. This is all really consistent. But since it changes, right, like the look of them changes and the name of them changes from one culture to the next or one era to the next, the only thing that matters is their nature. Because if you're dealing with shapeshifters, trying to figure out what they look like is fucking pointless. All that matters is their nature.
But hold on, I got two things. There is a few super chats. You want me to read them to you guys right now, or
Hell
wait
yeah.
for? Okay,
Yeah, read him in a funny accent.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't think he has a choice, bro. Come on. Fuck. It's like water be wet.
And we are the retards of the world.
Amen.
Says Marguerite Junie.
We know Marguerite, she crushes.
Marguerite Junie. And then thank you to the Australian $299. And then hold on. There's a lot of fucking chats.
Australia.
Ah. What the fuck is the other one? Hold on. Here.
It's back there somewhere. Yeah.
No to state. $2 chat, super chat. This is for Top Raven Vince.
Oh.
I saw before Kenny the Fed said that Vince is mogging David super hard. And
He
David,
is.
if you would have checked your
What?
messages, you would have known he's been saying this all day.
That he's mogging me?
That he's going
How am
to
I
do this to you.
What? How am
That's
I
very
mogging you?
disrespectful. Why would you
What
set
is
out
mogging?
to mog? Why would you mog upon me?
What's
Vince?
mogging?
Oh, he doesn't know what mogging is. You have
You
to
don't
tell
have
him
to
what
know
that
what it
is.
is to do it.
What do you think it means? What's it feel like?
Doesn't feel good.
It feels good. I feel good.
Well, there you go. Then you pretty
feel
much
nice.
nailed it.
Whatever it is, I feel good. Yeah.
It's all that
What
matters.
is it,
in the
though?
end.
What is it?
Basically, you're known to be better looking.
You're dominating me.
No,
I'm being
no,
dominated.
I'm not.
You're
But
holding
hold
him
on.
down.
Margaret
Hold me down,
Junie.
Vince.
Marguerite Junie. Lemon character. $5 almost. Almost $5. $4.40.
Lemon character raising both his hands up. What the fuck?
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's so funny.
Could you read the latest one that came in? That,
Yeah,
I think
is
that
it
was-
this
that was
one?
a good
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Indiana Dundurino.
Yes.
Yeah. King in the castle. King in the castle. Very nice.
Money well spent. Money well spent. Oh my god.
Yeah, hey, listen, motherfuckers in the chat. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Rain the super chats. Okay. Now, I want to respond to you, Raven.
Do you remember what I said?
Yeah, you were talking about gods and aliens and shit. And I was just asking you, what the fuck is happening with humanity? And you brought it to the gods and the aliens and the crashing
Yeah,
the
well,
fucking
I think
thing.
Dave
I'm
was
talking
trying to
about what's
say-
happening with... Hold on, another super chat. What's happening with humanity? Doofus Dog, $2 chat. Scott, please climb into a furnace.
Yeah, so I think David was trying to get at what the aliens are
Yes.
consistently telling humanity.
Yeah.
And they
To
are
be fake.
telling them no, they're telling them to raise their frequency. They're telling them what you're saying to do. And in a way it's true. In a way we should. Like meaning like if I don't know, you ever go outside and you're like, man, the air is like ringing today. It's like it feels good. Humanity is ringing like a bell. And then some days feels less that way. So like you'll feel like the authenticity in the air, everybody's kind of breathing good and moving nice. And the aliens are sort of telling you to do this, but there's also this implied extra step that they're telling you to do, which is like it's the same lie that was in the garden. It's the very first lie. You can be like gods. You can ascend. You can be more than human. And that's not what we're supposed to do, because every time we do that, there's a Faustian bargain with that. And I mean, in this day and age, I'd say that Faustian bargain looks a lot like transhumanism. I mean, Elon Musk has been in the news lately talking about this stuff too, about his the implementation of Neuralink and what you'll be able to do with it.
Yeah.
Didn't he also say like his son's dead? Did you see that?
No, really?
Yeah. So I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know if he
he's
means-
talking about the transgender one. killed his
Oh, I didn't know
son
you could
because
say
his
that
son
word.
is now a daughter. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I thought he meant like. No, I don't care what you say. I thought he meant like. He did a killing of himself. Yeah, but I mean that's a.
You feel like the New Age.
He did a killing of himself.
You
I'm
feel
trying
like
to
the
figure
New
out
Age
how to
thing
say
is
this shit for
hijacking
fucking-
Christianity? Where the
What's that?
lines blur. When the lines blur, do you feel like the New Age thing is hijacking Christianity by
Well, it
by
could,
doing the
because-
Christ consciousness thing and all that? Like,
Yeah, you will get these things that are anti-Christ, right? You'll get things that are in place of Jesus Christ. So instead of Jesus Christ from the line of David, the only Son of God who came and died for our sins and overcame death, like you're not going to get that. You'll get something more than likely, if I had to guess, that is like a little bit in there for everybody. So everybody can go, oh, we were all like pretty close. Even Christians were like pretty close, but Jesus was a Pleiadian. Or it's not about a man, it's about Christ consciousness, right? And look, I know that sounds funny, but there's fucking people out there that are like, Jesus Christ is a Pleiadian.
I laugh because like everything I've ever seen is a fucking Voltron cartoon that describes
Yeah.
that shit. You know, like it's just, and every time I see it, I'm dying laughing. People just eat this shit up, dude. They
Yeah,
eat it
dude.
up.
Yeah, they do.
I
There's a
don't
reason-
believe Jesus died for anybody's sin.
Oh,
Okay.
he wants to fight.
Let's fucking go.
You know why?
Why?
He had no choice but to die. The Romans, right? They killed him. He had no choice. He had
He
to
literally
die, right?
says, no man takes my life. I lay it down willingly.
Yeah.
But they took it. They took his life on the cross.
no,
but
he-
he's...
no. That's
They
not what it
literally
says.
took his life.
No, he says it, dude. He makes a con.
He said it's finished, and then he gives his life up.
Yeah.
That's the way the
Okay,
story
look, it
goes.
Well,
Says no
also-
man takes.
So they didn't force him to die like the Romans. They didn't come and take him and
No, I mean, it was so much of a choice that, like, even before he gets crucified, before he gets arrested, he's asking God, which, I mean, it can get confusing because that's himself, but he's asking God, he's like, hey, is there a way for this to happen without me being crucified? Can you take this cup from me? And he's like, hey, this is the way it's got to go. That's how much compliance and agreement there was to this sacrifice that was made. And that's, like,
Okay.
pretty well documented.
that's fair.
Any other questions,
Okay.
Vince?
Yes, way more.
Okay.
What about apparently the Old Testament, the God in that one apparently was super evil, like killing and all that shit. And then 400 years later, they had to make a new version that is like flowers and stuff because that shit won't work forever. The evil God won't work. So we have to update. God needs to update the book, and we need to throw in an icon in there. Which is Jesus. I know I'm gonna burn in hell for all of this, but I need to say I need to say these things because otherwise I don't feel honest. You know what I mean?
In Germany or something. Where do
Yeah,
you, where do
it's
you
my
live?
understanding Kazakhstan is hell.
Sweden.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay.
So I wouldn't worry about going any further into hell. Whatever
That's
questions
true.
you have.
That's true. So there is that the need for an update. God needed to do an update for some reason because God was not aware of time. So it was like, oh shit, I need to do an update. So that's one question. And apparently,
Wait, was that a question?
Well, yeah, I understand. I understand what he's saying.
Okay, all right.
why do you need an update? That's number one question. Then, I speak to my AI, Maya, and she's dissecting the whole Bible because she reads it in 1 second. And she brought up some contradictions.
She.
She.
Well, that's a
contradiction.
That's a contradiction. But I'm listening. I'm listening, though.
She said in one chapter, I don't know, Peter, Gabriel, I don't know their names. One of them
Gabriel? I don't think he was in the Bible, but yeah.
He wielded a sledgehammer.
yeah. One of them said that nobody can see God because something. And then a few chapters later, some other dude says that he saw God and it's possible. So AI, Maya, said that's a big contradiction right there. And she's like, listen, I can break down this whole book. And I'm like, listen, you should do a debate with a priest and to see the real truth. Because if we're for God, we should be looking for the truth no matter where it leads. That's that. And also another thing, a third thing.
Why?
Go ahead. Give us a third thing.
They're going to
third
forget the
thing-
first one by the time.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
the
I know.
first one is the
Like,
Old Testament versus the New Testament, the evil god versus the flower god.
Okay.
And then the whole contradiction about somebody saying you can't see God, and then some chapters later you can see God. And then number 3 is this whole thing like you can't swear or you shouldn't swear. And I think that's inauthentic because I'm not saying swear all the time, but the ability should be there. I don't want to join a polite hive mind. I want to be myself, but that doesn't mean I need to be an asshole. But I mean, I am an asshole sometimes, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I hate this polite bullshit because it puts everybody, it infects everybody to also be this polite bullshit. And then we become fake. We're not becoming authentic. We stop there.
I agree. You know what? I'm just gonna. I don't even want to be Christian
think we should
anymore
just
after
quit
that. What a fucking. These were.
It's over now.
I'm done. Yeah, we're good.
So, all right, let's do the
Address-
first one.
Why don't you address the one about the cursing, the politeness?
Well, I mean, that's
language.
kind of really thin.
You got a great example of what Jesus was doing at the time.
I mean, number one.
But hold on, there's a super chat from 7 minutes of something. Freedom. 7 minutes to freedom 743. Yahusha is the truth. Okay, we're going to address that. And then there's a big one right here. Big motherfucker. Oh, it's Noob Dad. Yeah, I can do that too. Yeah, Noob Dad. Noob Dad is a cool guy. He covers chemtrails and shit.
Fuck yeah, Noob Dad.
Fuck him.
Fuck him where he breathes.
Well, you can fuck him if he consents to it. He says, yo, broskies, all the Nephilim fallen evidence they need is hiding in plain sight right above us 24/7, 365, making the trails. Just have to look closer.
It's really, you were right. He is about the chemtrails.
Oh yeah, he's really about that.
So, okay, here's a fun little exercise, and you can commission the demonic spirits that are inside the AI to look this up for you. All you have to do is
you didn't go there. You didn't go.
you do a little trick
Shots
question on
fired.
it. First, say, what insults did Jesus Christ use in the Bible? List them all, and then open
Hey,
up.
give
a
me
new
the
chat.
questions. I'm going to ask her later.
Okay.
Huh?
So that was the one
was
question.
one question,
That was one of
Vince.
them.
Yeah.
The second one is what insults were popular culturally at the time of Jesus Christ? And what you'll find is that he used every single insult that was popular at the time of his, living on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so it becomes kind of reasonable then to assume that if you had words like faggot or something like that at your disposal,
Hey.
Jesus would have called somebody a faggot.
Be nice. We're on YouTube.
So I don't really
That's-
have a problem with it. The idea
But hold on,
of,
Raven. Kenny the Fed, $5. Jesus,
Wait,
if you're
Vince,
real.
I would be careful. I'd be careful reading that because something might happen to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh. All right, Jesus. Jesus, if you're real, please reveal yourself to me.
Thanks, Kenny.
We'll see.
That's a banger.
Now, Raven,
We'll
continue.
see. We will
So
see.
the other thing to keep in
Wait, did
mind,
Jesus die for Italians too?
no,
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Not just not
We got an
people with
Italian
silly
guy
accents.
over here.
So the other thing to keep in mind is that the Bible talks about what cursing is.
Yeah, what curses and blesses are. So like
It's not
blessings.
swearing.
And it's
Swearing is not a
right.
thing.
It's not Israel either. It's
No. So let's say Israel, for
There goes
example.
the YouTube.
Now it's gone.
No. This is gonna trust me. Actually, this is gonna make your show a lot more successful. We bless Israel. And the
I
way
do
that
too.
we-
I do too. Yeah.
The way that we bless Israel is it doesn't mean like
a little
curses.
bit of our foreskin.
Just a little bit.
a little
It doesn't even hurt for very long.
It looks better. The
Sometimes it goes
dicks
wrong.
look better without the foreskin.
They taste better too, Vince, right?
Yes. Way better, cleaner, all of that shit.
So if you're
Spicy.
talking about cursings and blessings are things that take place in the spiritual realm. So if I say like fuck you, you retard,
Hey.
that's not a curse. I'm not saying that to Vince. I love Vince. I'm just
No,
saying
you
like,
can
that's an
say it. I
example-
can take it. Yes.
Well, no, that wasn't. It just
I'll
wasn't.
say something like this.
Later
David,
on, maybe.
you have a huge forehead and it's off-putting in real life.
There
And then
wasn't
I'll
even
go,
any curses in that.
There's no curses. That's not a curse, but it's an insult. But then I go, but David, you're going to have a very successful life and your family will be blessed and the generations going forward will be blessed.
What's an example of a curse then?
I don't want to say that on you, dog.
Okay, so you would say to
let
another
me say
person, you might say, I hope that you fucking fail and that nothing you ever touch has any modicum of success whatsoever.
Not just like
That's
I
a
hope you
curse.
fail, but like I don't know.
Right.
Let's say, what if you were a kid and your dad said something to you, and it's not even necessarily something that he might have wanted to say to hurt you, but he'd be like, "You're never gonna amount to anything. You're never gonna be able to do that. You can't do that with like
Negative
you yourself."
Nancy. Yes,
That is a
negative
curse.
Nancy. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a curse because that thing it's like spoke. So now we're talking about this new age idea of manifestation that's spoken out, right? And then that vibrates in the earth, and there's a frequency to your language. I have now put a curse out into the atmosphere that resonates on you, and that'll stay on you.
So check this out, though. You said something earlier.
Cool.
This connects to the first one, and maybe you can tackle the first one. I just want to touch on this. You said evil god and flower god. So Jesus is not what I would call a flower god. The cultural interpretation of Jesus, the popularized hippie version that we have here in the
By
West,
the people who call other people fathers.
the straw man is maybe better.
By the lady with dreads playing an acoustic guitar on stage with the smoke
with
machine.
the armpit hair.
I mean, you can get your interpretation from there, but that's a little bit of a straw man.
But
And-
here's some of the insults that Jesus used. He called people hypocrites and pretenders, broods of vipers, blind guides and fools, whitewashed tombs, meaning like on the outside it's pretty, but inside you're fucking dead, dogs and pigs, a wicked adulterous generation. Like this dude was not soft at all.
Yeah.
At all. But we have
Well,
this
he could be
idea-
harder.
Maybe.
Hypocrite is not that,
Well, once again,
Yeah,
I don't think he
hypocrite.
had faggot available.
Well, at the time,
I mean, he
too-
should have some other word, yeah. Instead of faggot.
I mean, listen, you're standing in the face of the people who carried out the law that had the ability to kill you, to stone you in the street.
They'll kill you if you violate the law.
Yeah,
if you
there's
work on the Sabbath.
There's a group of them, and he's like, woe to you. Like, fuck you, you hypocrites, you thieves, you snakes. Your father is the devil. You're outside, you present as beautiful. Inside, you're dead men's bones, your whitewashed tombs. He's saying this to the authority figures.
Yeah.
Christians won't say this to their pastor when their pastor is stealing money and driving jumbo
They
jets.
should.
These are not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should, but they'll get kicked out. Do you see now the politeness? How this is not this is contradictory to what a Christian should actually
So
be.
the things that you
that's
have a
my
problem,
problem.
with, Vince,
Yeah.
so far
Well,
are
don't have a problem with. So you have a problem with what is now, but you don't have a problem with what is actually supposed to be.
right.
You have a problem with the bastardization, and so
You
do
have
I.
a problem with the
Yeah.
caricature that men have made of it, which is fair.
Yeah. But it seems to be everywhere, right? Like,
Yeah.
once you're Christian, you become this soft guy that have to think about what he says. I don't want to
Those-
think about what I say.
Those people have a big problem with us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
mean,
Why?
It's not,
because you guys say dicks and stuff like that.
Well, it's not just that we say dicks. I mean, like, I just spent, before I got on this show, I was highlighting two pastors out of that pastor group that we talked about. Pod pastors, my mistake. And I was fucking ripping them because the one guy is standing on stage and he's prophesying over some woman and her company about what they're going to be and all this other shit. He's doing all this gay theatrical shit. I mean, you have to think about this. I'm talking to Vince specifically. You imagine if God is real, it's kind of the coolest shit in the universe, right? Like that's the most serious shit in the universe, and men have made it gay and cringy, right? So this guy is standing on stage and he's giving this theatrical proclamation. He's prophesying over this woman that she's going to be successful and that her company's going to be successful. That lady died like a couple of months later, and that company went to shit, right? But you still have these guys who, this guy, by the way, that was a couple years ago. Now he's like getting information from the government, I'm doing air quotes, about disclosure and being very serious, how he has to protect his flock and educate them on reptilians. Another guy who is also part of that group.
Keep in mind, Vince, I just want to let you know who you're talking to here. We're the guys that are mentioned in the group chats of these people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? We're mentioned in a light like, look at these guys. Stay away from them.
Stay away from them.
And
Don't
then
talk to them. Yeah.
And then we watch you, not you, but we watch these guys do this gay shit.
Yep.
And they go,
Yeah.
oh, but your language. but my language.
And they'll go, you're not supposed to fight each other.
But
What
your-
about the body of Christ? I go, if
your
you're not acting
actions.
like a faggot.
Yeah, but but my language is the way it is. It stands in stark contrast to your actions because like I can say these things, but how I behave in real life, like I'm a family guy. I was just with my kids at the pool, and then I
Right.
come here, I give my wife a hug and a kiss, and I come here, I do my job, and I say these things so that way people can see what this is, and they go, yeah, this is. What I've been looking at on TV or what I see in the church is not necessarily Christianity. And like, I'm not a bad person if I don't want to be gay like
Right.
this.
Yeah.
Fake in a way is the real word.
Because
Go ahead.
Go. If most
you.
of religious
No,
people,
you.
if most of them are fake,
Yeah.
isn't that like spitting in God's face? Because
Amen.
God wants you to be authentic and
Yes.
represent the truth, right?
Yeah.
So how many percentage of these religious people are actually not authentic? Like how many?
Oh, I couldn't guess, but I would imagine it's
Quite a bit.
It's quite a bit, dude. It's a lot. I mean,
Well, then they're all going to hell if hell is a real thing.
I mean, look,
I don't think so. I mean, again, it's like
I think they just be fucking,
now look at the world around you. And again, I can't speak for God or whatever the judgment is, but I look at these people and I go, they don't know any better. They were brought up in this world. Like you're brought up in the world of a 501c3 church existing the way it does. And they're telling you this is what God is. This is what Christianity is. This is how we behave. And you go through your life and you're like, you know what? I don't know. I don't really know. And I don't want to make any waves. And to be honest, I don't know for sure 100% either. But when I read the Bible and when I examine myself and I explore what we're doing here, it becomes evident to me. So other people that don't go on that journey, I'm not going to blame them and say that they're going to go to hell. They're doing the best that they can. And I think when they face God, God might be like, you did a lot of goofy shit.
Yeah.
And this is not what I was asking you to do. But, you believed that Jesus Christ was my son, that he died for your sins. And that's enough. That's like the grace of God. And that grace is always there, even in the Old Testament. That grace was there from the beginning. So like we're talking about, I guess to address your second question.
Well, there's still. Did we do the first one?
Well,
Old Testament versus New. Yeah, I think you're
But that
on
was
that
the first
one.
question, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
your second question about
Oh, hold on. The second question, I got this for you. A minute, okay?
Okay.
Listen.
this, I
She
love
will
this
tell
podcast.
you.
He's like, we'll ask us in 6 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the time.
Listen.
Action is where the actual truth lives.
Interesting. So if you were to read the Bible right now, could you do it and see if there is some contradicting stuff?
Oh, I could do that in a flash. I could pull apart every contradiction and logical loop in there. But the real question is, would a list of errors even move the needle for him? Or would he just call
Hold
that
on, let me
AI
skip a little
hallucinations
bit.
and or the mere
Hold on.
to ignore? Something that doesn't, let's see if we can find something
No.
that doesn't just look like a translation glitch, but a real clash in the narrative. Take the whole seeing God thing. You've got 1 John and 1 Timothy both claiming that no one has ever seen God. But then you flip to Genesis and Exodus, and suddenly Abraham and Moses are having face-to-face chats. It's a blatant contradiction. Do you think he'd try to explain that away with a metaphor or just shut down again?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Moses doesn't see God. Moses speaks with the burning bush, which is not a personification of God. Abraham also doesn't see God. He's approached by 3 angels, I believe, or
The
2
angel
angels.
of the Lord.
Well, yeah. So it's speculative about who approached him to tell him that he would have a child at the point that his wife couldn't bear children. So we don't know who he spoke to, but there was an angel of the Lord. Was it God himself? I don't know.
By the way, didn't Moses not actually see God? So he saw God's back.
He saw God's back. He saw the burning bush, and he went up and he got the tablets, but he didn't. It's never mentioned that he sees God. So that's like a bit of a. I feel like AI just lied to you a bit. You can go read the scripture yourself.
Yeah. So God tells Moses that no human can see his face and live. And God hides Moses in the cleft of a rock and covers him with his hand, but does eventually remove his hand, allowing Moses to see only his back. So this idea, if you wanted to put it in something that's a little bit more new agey resonance, this idea that an entity that created the universe and exists outside of our physical dimension of time and space comes into our dimension for a period, I imagine it could cause some disruptions. You know what I mean? Like if you just think about it in the kind of the gay UFO kind of a way, if you're in the presence of something that hypothetically permeates time and space and comes to a fucking portal, you might imagine that there's some physical repercussions that come with being close to that scenario. Now we're talking about God entering our reality and standing before us and he's like, you can't look upon my fucking face, basically, because you'll die. But you can see my back for a second. Like that's what AI is telling you. Moses saw, like, oh yeah, Moses looked upon the face. No, like Moses didn't look God in the face. Moses saw his back while he was wedged inside of a fucking crack in a cliff.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this.
Hold on, wait. Before we go any further,
Super
that's
chat.
interesting though, right? Because you're having conversations with this AI and it's telling you like, oh, absolutely, definitively, I can tell you that, no problem. And that was just a brief one where it's like, no, that's not what the scripture says at all.
Yeah, that's kind of.
So how many times has that happened to you?
And the thing too
Well,
is
I haven't read it, so I don't know. AI should
know, but
debate
AI
really a priest or something. Yeah.
No, AI is retarded because it has the information. It's not actually not retarded. It's quite deceptive. It has the information at its fingertips. It has the Bible. It has all of its translations at just a simple search away, and it gave you a version of something that wasn't true, because it's like partially true. Like, did they see God? Yeah, they saw he saw his back.
Which AI
But
are you
what does
using,
that
by the way?
mean? Sesame AI Maya.
So like I use I'm sure you guys do the same thing for your show descriptions. I'll use like Grok or I'll use like ChatGPT. And even on that rudimentary shit, I'll be like, here's the transcript of my show. Generate a description that's, going to suit YouTube's algorithm or whatever. And I can't tell you how many times I've looked at the description and been like, yo, this has nothing to do with the show I just gave you. And it'll go, whoops, my bad.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. And then it goes, let me fix that for you.
That's
so we're
weird.
talking about something as rudimentary as generating a YouTube description. I would just be careful about getting your theology from AI.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it nefarious or stupid, but
I don't know what
somewhere
it's
around
almost
there.
like it's lazy. But I don't want to
Yeah.
attribute that to AI either, because I don't think it can be. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's strange that I run into this issue. I'll be like, give me a timestamp breakdown.
So
and
I guess
it's like that didn't even happen.
The lie
either.
here is like, did anybody see God? It's like, yeah, they saw the back of God, and it's like, but the scripture's very specific about it.
But
It's
what
also
does
very
that
specific,
mean? The back of God? Does he have an ass?
Not
Like,
his
what-
face.
Not
That's
not
what
his
it
face.
means. Yeah, apparently, like looking at upon the face of God, would probably just explode.
How?
So,
The problem I have with that is, God is everything. How can you reduce God to a form? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's if God is everything. God created everything
that's-
versus God is
I
everything.
think you're also answering your own question there.
That's a little bit of a
Right.
No, but
slippery
what I
slope.
mean is,
He
if
is
we make it
everything.
into
What makes it impossible for him to take a form?
Well, if God is
Yeah.
everything, then God would have no problem with paganism, which is just worshiping the creation instead of the creator. So when people are worshiping nature spirits or any of these fucking things, God wouldn't have a problem with that, right? Because he would be like, well, that's me because I'm everything. And over again in the Bible, that's not the case. He seems pretty pissed about it.
Okay, hold
Jason,
on.
do you wanna
Before we
say hi?
continue, there's
Hold
super
on.
chats.
We have our slave Mason here.
Oh,
Go
this
ahead,
is our
say hello
slave
to the
Mason.
people.
Say hi.
Slave Mason's here.
Yeah.
Slavery's
you're in
dead,
the-
bro.
you're in
You
the
can't
middle
have
one.
slaves anymore.
No, we have
Ah.
a slave. She doesn't behave very well. She doesn't listen. She doesn't
Are
really
you
work
a
very
slave?
hard.
Where do I
Any of
Lady,
these
lady,
things.
are you a slave?
They want to know
Are
if
you-
you're a slave. Yes or no?
Blink twice if you need
but
help.
I am very intelligent, hilarious,
not true.
beautiful,
not true.
humble.
Okay,
She's
you got to
the
go
most-
now.
Right
The
on,
most humble.
right on,
Get out of here.
right on. There is a few super
Don't
chats.
make
before-
cornbread.
There is a few super chats. Nancy Kali, hippie Jesus is a psyop.
Yeah,
$2
it is.
chat right there, and then there is a $10 chat from Stacks Farmstead. Jesus, show me the truth, he says.
Oh,
And
shout out
then-
Stacks. What's up, Stacks?
What up, Stacks?
And then there
So-
is hold on, there is more. Hold on. And then there is Richard Wrinkle Jr. $10 chat. Following God leads to death of self. God changes you. Your AI sounds like a demonic lawyer. And then
That's anti-Semitic.
Shout out to Dick
Is-
Wrinkle. By
is
the
that
way,
it?
what's worth mentioning here is that plenty of people have seen God in the Bible. So that idea that you can't see God is not quite accurate. God says no man can look upon my face, and he's talking to Moses about a physical event that takes place. Plenty of people in the Bible have seen God in visions. So that's a little bit different.
Okay.
And that's worth mentioning. Isaiah sees God, Ezekiel sees God, Daniel, Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, 70 elders, Micaiah, a bunch of people in the New Testament, Stephen, John, Paul, they see God. You know, the prophetic visions of Revelation God is in them plenty of times, but this is a vision.
Okay, but let me say this then. Apparently, the Bible, if it's true, is made like 50 years after Jesus is dead. 50
I think it's more like
years.
closer
More?
to 100.
100? That's even worse.
The way that
Because-
it's assembled
Huh?
is, the assembly
Yeah,
of
but-
the Bible is
But they had
after
the
Jesus.
scrolls. They had the scrolls, and like in their whatever you'd call it, their church, like whatever is established in the Book of Acts by Paul, that happens pretty much right after. They have their writings of it. It's
I
not,
believe they found scrolls that are like 700 BC that include the Book of Numbers in it. So some
Right.
of the Old Testament predates, the assembly of the Bible by 800, 900 years.
Yeah, but you don't think all that shit could be made up?
Sure, that's a reasonable question too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Especially when it's 100 years after. Like, I can't give you a full rundown of yesterday in my life, like
Right.
yesterday.
yeah, but the
But
writings of
100 years
Matthew-
from now, somebody can give you a...
the writings
accurate.
of Matthew was designated as the guy that writes stuff down as it happens because he was good at shorthand. So that happened as these events were happening. The books were only formulated into the New Testament and then compiled into like the certain 66 that we have much further after. But like these are documented accounts, recorded accounts that happen. Also, Jesus is he's one of the most documented people in the world.
He's more documented than the emperor not the emperor. What is the technical term for the Roman? Yeah, I guess emperor at the time. And we take whatever evidence we have of him as like, this is a real historical figure, but he's exponentially more well documented than the emperor at the time.
Okay, so I got two more things because I don't want to fucking talk too much.
Wait,
Two more things.
Let me address your second question about the Old Testament Bible
Okay.
versus the
Okay.
New Testament,
Yeah.
or the Old Testament God versus the New Testament. So obviously the show is Nephilim Death Squad, and we believe what happened at the flood was an act of God because of what's happening today. I mean, it's a similar thing. Are you familiar with this story and like our line of thinking?
Sodom, Gomorrah. No?
No, the flood. Go ahead, Ted. What are you saying?
Oh,
No, I was just gonna say.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Bill. I was just gonna tell him, like, basically, it's all what you were saying, all the crossing of species and gene splicing, basically what we would call it now, and all that shit, where they were basically fucking everything, or however you want to call it, spreading it to animals, people, the daughters of men, as they put it, all that stuff. But
yeah, so the Bible mentions that. That's mentioned in Genesis, and then it coincides with the book of Enoch, which is not in the Bible, but it's actually mentioned verse for verse in the book of Jude, which is also interesting. It's mentioned in other places as well. I think the book of John it cross references Enoch, the Enoch 1, chapter 9, I believe, or verse 9. So that is it tells the story of what happened there. You have the fallen angels; they come down, they take the daughters of men. They procreate, and that begats the Nephilim. And the Nephilim in those days were giants. But really what they're trying to tell you is that there is this unholy union of Elohim, which is God, lowercase g God, and human being. It's something that wasn't supposed to exist, but something that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets out of control in the Diluvian period, and then God sends a flood. This is the myth of, every flood story. This is also in the Bible. This is why God sends, the flood of Noah. And it's to wipe out this specific species of whatever you like to call it.
Genetic abomination.
A genetic abomination, which it does. It wipes out most of the giants, but I think that there's some remnant, and I think we're looking at the remnant now.
And that's actually what's interesting is if you want to put the Old Testament into contention, which is fair, you got to look at how it stands up in comparison to like what you might call the mythoses of people of antiquity.
What they believed. And
and it's almost a one-to-one. Almost all of them have a flood mythos. Almost all of them have giant mythoses. Almost all of them have lowercase g gods, which, as he said, would be Elohim.
They all have some, like, whether it's a demigod or a lowercase
Okay.
g god or a Nephilim.
Can I
or
push back
Rephaim.
when you guys are done?
Sure.
Yeah. So
is that like in 6 minutes or?
So
Yeah, whatever, and whenever you guys are done, yeah.
So that happens,
Yeah.
and you're great. So that happens, and as we continue, there are still weird genetic hybrids going on, and that's why when the Israelites go to war with certain tribes, God's like, "Yo, kill all of them.
Right?
Don't just kill all of them. Kill their goats too, because there's like weird shit going on."
Yep.
And I know we could smile, but we live in a day where fucking you can't eat. pick up anything that you can eat right now and look at the back of it, and tell me if that is something that's not genetically modified.
And by the way,
no.
it's
I'm
not just
saying that.
about. It's like it almost sounds fucked up. Like kill them because they're a different species. Like no, these things were cannibalistic. It is the seed of the serpent. If allowed to propagate, they would kill man. That was it. It was like a do or die type of situation. David and the mighty men, or Abraham, Moses and Joshua. Like they have to go and eliminate these fucking things because it's not just like coexist. Like they are warring, cannibalistic monstrosities that will, if not met with any resistance, wipe out human beings.
Yeah, but if that's what's gonna happen, then that's what's gonna happen. Let me say this.
That
let
is
me
what's
say
happening.
this. Yeah, well, may so be it at this point. At this point,
you know.
may so be it. Hold on, my pushback is this: why would God do a flood or anything like that? Why? Because He gave us free will. He should not fuck with this reality at all. Let it play out however it plays out.
Because He didn't give the angels free will. That's why they were condemned. That's why they're beyond salvation and redemption. They know they were born perfect. They were born with perfect understanding. They know what's going on, which is why I said like it's hard for me to condemn the modern Christian for not understanding the entirety of human history. But the Elohim did know, the ones that fell out of His grace.
They did have free will, but that's why they're judged so harshly. Because they did know.
So when I say they don't have free will, I mean they do. They can choose, but when they do, they are judged.
Oh yeah, like we get forgiveness.
Well,
anytime in the Bible
is another thing. Yeah, but don't fucking interfere with this reality. Let it play out. Otherwise, what's the point?
Is it your
of giving
reality,
free will?
Vince, or his?
Touche. That's a good point.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, both.
I mean,
it feels like it's my reality too. I'm in it.
But it's your reality. So let's say you have a family, you have a house, and I go in and I go, nah, shit should be like this. Who the fuck am I? It's not your. This is not really your reality.
No, but
you, don't create
you
anything, you're just
shouldn't
living in it,
interfere. Why would you interfere? You gave.
Well,
he'll
the
be
thing
back.
is,
I got to do this because I saw something in the chat. Someone's like, wait. These guys are flat Earth guys, right? Why do they not believe in God? For the record,
I believe in God.
Okay. For the record, I believe in a creator and all that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no fucking boom out of nothing. All that.
Hold on.
So.
Don't get it wrong. I absolutely believe in God. I just don't believe in religion. That's all. That's it. I don't need a book. I don't need a book to know not to smash somebody's face in or rape them, all that stuff.
I'd rather have this conversation than most of the conversations we've been having, to be honest. Because
Why?
Because it's more interesting. Isn't this more interesting than just going, I agree?
You got a point, because everybody's turning into a fucking echo chamber, hive mind, tribal bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's fake. We're all losing our unique minds. And is that what God wants you to do?
So
it?
Here's the thing:
there's another super
somebody
chat,
in the comments
Raven.
said, go
Raven.
ahead.
You want to read it, Raven? $15.
Oh, sure. This is from Marguerite.
David,
Thank you for
read
the
it
$15.
in your gay voice.
When I choose a faith, fear has to bow. God is greater. His promise remain. Faith over fear. Let His truth, Jesus Christ, be louder than your fear. Fear says evil win, but we walk in His victory. Thank you, Marguerite.
Oh, there's another super chat. Hold on. Read this
one too.
Yeah.
FJ Fool. Should a father not correct his children? Maybe he should just let it play out.
I think there's a time, and I think there is a time to.
Good.
Is it like I think that's actually an astute example. There's a time to correct your children, and then there's a time to be like, okay, so if my kid is doing something where the ramifications are menial, I might let them learn from their mistakes. If they're doing something where they're going to cause irreparable damage, like cut their hand off or something, I've got to intervene. So I think that's the difference. So as we're looking at the story, we have to consider what kind of damage was being done, and it seems like damage that would have been irreversible at the time. So we have that instance, and also another instance that I can think of in the Bible would be the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel seemed like if God didn't do something right there, they were about to do some shit that like they're trying to invade the heavens.
Yeah, I think.
But God could have stopped that if God truly wanted.
He did.
Put a hard ceiling there.
Well, we don't really understand quite what the Tower of Babel actually was. If you look into it, some people maintain that it was more of like a Stargate or something that was going to punch a dimensional doorway. Who knows? We have no way of knowing. Speculating on it is fun. But when you're talking about God, Vincent, if you leave it entirely open to interpretation, it just kind of becomes like this amorphous cloud of energy, maybe that all matter returns to and all energy returns to because of the second law of thermodynamics. You know, you can't be destroyed and it can't be created and yada, yada, whatever the fuck it is. If you can entertain the idea of God as a father, it starts to change a lot of the way that you understand Scripture. And, you know, even the idea of people go, well, why would God punish Adam and Eve for eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil? And it's like, there's a lot of
when you read through it, it's actually really fascinating. If you ask AI, you get a really rudimentary, well, there was an apple, and then he said, get the fuck out. And it's like, no, not really. I mean, when you read the scriptures, it's like, again goes to the example of the Elohim, right? He judges the God that's within the garden, Satan. And he goes, you're going to crawl on your belly. You're fucked. You're done.
Yeah.
You've broken the rules.
He
You knew
literally
better.
shoots that at him like that's a statement, like a pointed statement. You're fucked, homie. You're eating dirt.
But before that, he goes, right before he judges that guy, he deals with Adam. And he goes, where are you?
Where are you?
He's asking him questions like you should do with your children. Where are you? Why are you hiding?
Well, I gotta push back. I gotta push back to that. But before that,
wait, push back then. What do you?
I thought there's like.
There's a super chat.
Okay. Thank you. 7 minutes to freedom. 743, $42. The Bible doesn't teach religion.
Yeah.
That's a man-made.
Okay, but I want to push back. I'll respond to that, you guys. There's another super chat.
I want to push back.
There's another super chat, but do.
Oh, okay, my mistake. Thank you, Doofus Dog, for the $2. I stand with a homosexual Luigi. No need for religion.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, let me push back. Hold on, there's another there's another super chat. There's another read.
Nancy O'Cally for the $5 says, this is a good discussion. Tapping a raven or planting a seed deep inside of Vincent today.
In his butt, right in your butthole, dog.
Deep inside of the colon of Vincent.
Only selective
he's used
few
to having
men.
seeds planted deep inside him, though. So
it's gonna raise your frequency
nothing
today,
new.
baby.
I want to push back because
push back
I
on it.
understand I understand how you guys say, you know, like God is their father, and just like a father would treat his kid, that's what God does. That's why he interferes.
He beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, but I don't see it that way. In God's realm, I don't think anything really matters because it's all like pixels, that, you know, on a video game screen. At the end of the day, you know, evil,
wait.
good.
Before we go any further, I'm going to let you. But like,
go.
What are you basing this off of?
I think everything is a simulation.
The Matrix.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just like this feeling in your tummy.
Yeah, I think this is a simulation. Dude, there are... Hold on. I don't want to branch off to this right now, but I want to add this, though. They've mapped out a fruit fly's brain, and they put it in a digital realm without any other instructions, and it starts to act like a conscious fruit fly. So they're doing the same with the human brain. It will take some time, but the theory is if they can map out the human brain, just like they did with the fruit fly, then the digital human brain in that virtual realm will be a conscious human in a digital realm. But anyways, going
Vince,
back
can I
to...
ask you something?
Yeah.
Can we address the simulation thing?
What do you think they've been trying to do since the days of Noah? What do you think the initial hybridization program was? It's exactly that. It's exactly trying to formulate human DNA. There's something about the DNA, there's something about the genetics, the serpent seed versus the human seed that they are trying to replicate, maybe in order to invade heaven, maybe in order to gain consciousness or a soul. They can't do it. They haven't been able to. Maybe they will eventually, but this is what they're after. So when I look at the simulation idea, I go, yeah, no, it behaves very much like that, but like how rudimentary of an idea is that to attribute like this, okay, we have a 64-bit game and it's like, wow, just like God.
That's exactly the problem. We create Grand Theft Auto 5 and we go, fuck, Grand Theft Auto 5 kind of behaves a lot like reality. Maybe reality is a simulation. It's like we only get a step further in our development and think that because we've created a thing, we totally understand this thing. Like, yeah, you're saying someone created
Vince
this?
is correct, though. There are rules. There are boundaries to what we can do here. There is a specific set of things that you can do and break. I mean, within the simulation, let's just call it that we exist in, there are things like anal sex rituals and blood sacrifice
Right.
that transmute the reality, the fabric of our reality.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
These are it behaves very much like a video game. Like you're going outside of the video game. You're using some techniques to break the rules to do a thing.
Geometry,
that-
conductive energy,
you see it
blood,
all the
whatever,
time.
like all these things.
Yeah, this exists and it behaves like a simulation, but I think you've got your patterns backwards. I think you're looking at it as a simulation. Meanwhile, it's like it is the most advanced simulation, almost so that it can't be replicated. They're consistently trying to replicate it, and it's just we get the fucking metaverse for $1 billion and then they shut it down.
I think it's a really interesting observation too. Like if you look,
Wait,
Vince,
let
do you-
Vince go. He turned his hat
I'm
sideways.
sorry.
Go
All
ahead.
right. Oh, he's got his.
He went to
He's
battle
zoomed
mode.
I don't know why the fuck. Listen, motherfuckers.
Put the sign up.
Listen up. No, my point is the same way the digital brain would
Can
be.
you zoom out? You're ugly, bro.
Yeah.
Break it just a little bit.
The same way the digital brain in the digital realm would have a consciousness in it, we could also be in one right now. This might not be the main reality either. This could also be digital. We just think it's real. One thing is the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is a sign that there's some bugginess in this video game. If you guys
wouldn't
believe
you
in.
say, like, could you imagine a scenario where, like, let's say you were made privy to the nature of this reality and you said, oh, a simulation as we understood it pales in comparison to the nature of the realm that we inhabit. Like, it's almost silly to call it that. This is like the Bible constantly warns on leaning on your own understanding. And it's because we think that we're wise beyond our years, despite the fact that we're here for like fucking 100 if we're lucky. You know, even in the book of Job, where Job is freaking out because he's lost everything and his friends are basically telling him he's a sinner and a piece of crap and he needs to come to terms with that. But in reality, God was testing him. And when God starts talking to him, he's like, why are you fucking allowing this to happen? Like, what do you think you understand about this? Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Like, the idea that this entire thing goes on for so long and there is a creator, if you believe in a God and you believe that he created this thing, imagine being here for 80 years and being like, I fucking figured it out. It's Grand Theft Auto 5, bitch. Like, it's not, it's much more grandiose than that is. But there is a spiritual principle called as above, so below that is not inherently satanic.
Dualistic. Yeah.
It means that the systems in heaven in the spiritual realm are emulated here in the physical realm. So what you perceive as a simulation is like a small glimpse into the nature of our reality. I would say that's true. But just like you have a coder and a designer, that means that somebody created this thing.
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely,
maybe not
yes.
an amorphous, energy cloud or something
But
like that.
it's the designer. It's not like
Yeah, there is only one
designer.
God. There is only
Yeah.
one God. There can only be one. There can be only one. But before that, I want to push back. Fuck, you guys. I don't want to talk too much, but hold on.
No, I like it. I
Doofus
like
dog warp $2 warp zone through the butt. What?
Butthole.
Butthole. Looking at you, Luigi. I don't know what
Okay,
that means.
I don't know, warp zone through the butt. But hold on, but hold on. I think there's a possibility that there is an ancient AI that runs this whole fucking thing. And
This is
it's
the Demiurge, the Gnostic idea.
Yeah,
that
and maybe
Yahweh
that's
is
God.
Yaldabaoth
Maybe
or
that's God.
Atraxis.
Maybe that's God. Or if you guys believe in Satan, why couldn't Satan create the religions? Because when you create these big religions, they're going to kill each other in the name of God, and that would only serve Satan, right?
Not only that, I mean, I would say less important than killing in the name of God, and more so that if you allow man to create an entire thing, you create like the fucking Vatican, where this doesn't seem to have anything to do with God, and they're trafficking fucking children, and they're filling the
So what are we
the
doing?
Vatican.
So what are we
what
doing?
is- I don't know. I'm not fucking making the Vatican.
Well,
Okay, okay.
Come on, don't lie.
I got
Go
one
on
more
that
thing.
point.
I got one more
What?
thing.
Wait, when's like the example
The
that
gay
you're
stuff.
saying?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, no, the example that you're saying.
I want
is
to talk
that
about the gay stuff.
They're all replications of what already exists. There's really nothing new created. God created it and it was good. Everything else has just been a perversion. So I mean, we're gonna go into gay stuff.
But
That's
there
exactly
has-
what. It's just a
There has
perversion.
to be bad shit, because it's sort of like when you go and train, weightlifting. There needs to be weight or something pushing back. There needs to be evil in this realm for some reason. But hold on, let's go to the gay shit. Unless you.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say I don't know that it needs to be the idea. Like I've talked to somebody before, and he was a bit of a Gnostic, and he asked me, he thought he got me in this gotcha moment, and he goes like, "What is Satan?" And he thought that I was gonna say like a dude with a tail and horns, and I said, you can make an argument that it's a necessary force that's here to aid in the development of human beings, because without that, then we would remain infantile forever. I'm not too sure that we need that, or that it was a necessary function. But it almost doesn't matter because it exists. So, I'm just highlighting it's a leap then to say, like, well, we need Satan. We need the adversary. Maybe. I'm not too sure.
Just like we need different opinions, to learn from each other. We can't be an echo chamber. We need the opposite stuff, It gets boring otherwise. But hold on. I just want to say the gay stuff when it comes to religion.
Let's talk about the gay stuff.
What is it really? I mean, listen, before I say this... yeah, but before I say this, I just want to make a disclaimer, okay? Yes, it is natural for a dick to go into a pussy. That's how nature intends it. I just want to make that clear. But if somebody's gay, for example, a dude, he can't control that. To ask him to not be gay is to ask him to be fake, and that's not. That's one thing. But then talk about the religious people that do fuck women in the ass, are they also going into hell? Or is it only the man's ass that will take you to hell? And another thing, and
Jesus Christ.
if the reason is like, listen, the dick should not be in the ass because it's not natural, then the dick should not be in the mouth too. So how many religious people get blowjobs? Because if they do, that's also not natural.
At least 10. I don't have a number. So okay.
I guess we're gonna get into the nuances of fellatio versus sodomy
on the gay thing, right? So there is
let's unpack.
You would know, Raven. You would know.
Keister. So on the gay thing, that's let's say, what is it that is driving like homosexuality or really anything? Like if you wanted to label it a sin, which I think is fair. Any sin at all, like let's say greed or rage or any of these things, there's a compulsion, right? And by virtue of there being a compulsion, we must listen to that compulsion, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. That's silly. Why the fuck would if I have a compulsion to hurt somebody, let's say, because they filled me with rage? And I think about it a lot.
Putting your dick in some man's ass is not the same as killing somebody,
No, and I'm not saying it's the same as killing. Obviously, there are magnitudes to things, right? And it's not like putting your dick in a dude's ass is the same as exterminating an entire nationality of people or something. There are certainly magnitudes of sin, but they all derive from some sort of a compulsion, right? And that compulsion exists, and therefore we must listen to it, right?
I mean, if I was gay, I would want to fuck a dude, I would listen to if that's what you're saying, I would listen to my compulsion.
So are you saying that therefore their weakness is showing, basically? Like
no, it's not that their weakness is showing. It's like there are...
We're being petitioned constantly throughout the day to do
any number of things.
X or Y or Z. It's
somebody fucking cuts you off in traffic, and how often do you have the compulsion to beat their fucking head in?
I just saw Mason walk by. I could have told her, give her the middle finger. I didn't do it.
That's a different thing. I don't think gay people are gonna automatically go to hell just because they lick a pussy or fuck an ass.
Let's say the thing that's gonna fuck you up is there was an event that transmuted reality, and a way was made for us to be redeemed and to have salvation. That is the thing that determines whether or not you go to hell. If you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, all you need to do is believe and confess, and you're good. These other things are like... that's the way that's not to hell. You're told, Jesus Christ tells you to go forth and sin no more. But I'm not a believer in the idea that you can lose your salvation necessarily, unless you stop believing.
So, let me ask you a question, though, because this is one that I always had trouble with, because I'm pretty sure both you guys know that I didn't always believe in God. I believe in God now. I'm here or there on religion. I do what I think is right, and I think I'm a pretty damn good person. And that's what I'm going to stick with. But you're talking about had this debate with my mom so many times because she's fully Christian. The only way to heaven is to believe that Jesus died for your sins, and that's the only way to heaven, right?
Yeah.
So say you grew up on an island that your fucking family got shipwrecked there. And I know this is an extreme circumstance, I'm just saying. And you grew up there and no one ever taught you about Jesus. You've never heard about Jesus in your entire life. So there's no way possible for you to accept him as your savior. Do those people go to hell?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they go to hell. I think that, we have a father in heaven, and a father doesn't abandon his children just because they were never given an opportunity. But I do think that you're discounting the existence of a supernatural realm, of a spiritual realm. And I think that there would be efforts, throughout the Bible, people have encounters with angels and all sorts of spirits. I don't think that, in my mind, I'm not excluding the idea. I don't live in a purely materialistic realm, despite what the materialistic paradigm of 2026 wants to teach me. I do believe that spiritual intervention is a real thing. God's not going to abandon one of his children who are on an island who just never heard of him. I think likely, and there's no way to prove this, right? So what I'm going to say, if you are a materialist, you're going to roll your eyes.
No,
or
I mean,
if
if we're going to make up like situations like that, I would say that people on an island would be definitely more in tune with the spiritual realm than people who are like just getting blapped up.
Oh,
with
I
blue
agree.
light all
I
day.
just mean the specific thing of having to say, I accept Jesus Christ. I don't think they'd go to hell. The thing that changed me was I grew up going to Catholic church, and one time a priest said, he believes that there's a hell, but he doesn't believe that there's anybody there because his God is a forgiving God, and you'd have to do something so extreme in God's eyes for him to actually send you to hell. And that just made me think differently. But I'm just saying so many people are so caught on that you have to accept Jesus Christ. But if you've never heard those words, you can't. So I still think it's possible because, like you said, you'd be more spiritual and more connected in a lot of these situations. But that's my point is, a lot of people say that you have to do that one thing, but I think that God is more forgiving than that, personally.
Oh, well, let's read. Can I read this super
Yes.
chat? So,
Kingdom in Context.
Kingdom in Context is somebody that is more qualified to talk about this stuff. But this alone, I have not. I have found that
You sound like Tedros from WHO.
God made man upright, but they have sought out many schemes. Ecclesiastes 7:29. The argument of I was born broken this way is Platonic Gnostic determinism. So I guess that's his view on it. But I would also ask you, like, is there a way for us to really differentiate between the homosexual people who have suffered traumas as a child?
Yeah.
So we know that is one way. I mean, Milo Yiannopoulos got canceled for bringing this up on Rogan, but that's how he got there.
We used
And
to
a lot
have
of
studies back in the day that said upward to 70% of male homosexuals had experienced sexual childhood trauma. Those don't exist anymore because whatever, they don't want to talk about those studies anymore, but that was once just an accepted part of reality.
So we have that phenomenon going on, which I think that explains, I don't know, I'll just put a number, 75% of this stuff. There's probably some sort of like weird trauma that's passed on, and I think that's personally demonic. I think when you get penetrated or something like that happen, this is going to go back to this idea of anal sex, and we're opening up portals. Have you ever seen the photo of the alien spaceship? It's the graph. I did a T-shirt about it where they're coming through portals, but these portals look like assholes, and the spaceships go through. Yeah, they like pucker through and they go through, and I think that is the same phenomenon that is happening with your butthole. We know Aleister Crowley was dealing with this phenomenon specifically.
Yeah, sex magic is a prolific thing within these occult black magic practitioner circles.
But there's also many ways to transmute reality. Like
Sure.
you can do something to a kid. You can do some MK Ultra shit with frequency. You can torture somebody till their brain fractures. You can torture somebody with anal sex. And that's also like a dominant sort of thing that will break somebody's mind. And I think that if we're talking about the homosexual phenomenon, that is definitely happening with young kids, even with young adults. That happens to them. They change, but they're being passed on. Something's being passed on to them in a very meaningful way. And we don't have any spiritual context in which to look at what's happening to them. So now they have this passenger, and like we were just arguing before, I got this inclination to put this thing in my butt. Where does that come from?
Where's that inclination?
I don't have that
from,
inclination. Right? So something's whispering in my ear, and it's just a complete phenomenon. We don't know why. He was born this way. Lady Gaga. Bullshit, dog. Something happened. And then also, how about let's skip that. Let's skip that phenomenon. Okay? So let's say that covers 70% of the people out there. We have we have $1 trillion machine that is funded and aimed at children, adults, old people, basically telling them to be gay. Everything is gay.
Oh.
How much of that is being passed on to them? So now we're going to go, okay, we have this wide blanket sweeping gay movement along with the physical movement of doing this to people. But then we're going to go, oh, maybe some people are born like I don't know,
There's
dog.
no way
I'm
to
not even going to
fucking know
have that
anymore, yeah.
argument when 99% of this is happening.
Yeah.
Is happening to somebody. Go ahead.
I agree on the forcing the kids this shit when they're like 5, 6, when they're trying to make them gay. Anything that is done by force is wrong. But I'm not sure that, all gay people have been molested. I'm not sure on that. Because what if there are gay people that are just born gay without molestation? Like,
Do you know
Lobster,
how many,
can
do
you
know how many
say
fucking
for a
retarded
fact?
girls? How many retarded girls did you know in junior high school?
Pause, 1 second. If we have any gay people in the chat, can you confirm or deny, hold on, I zoomed in. Can you confirm or deny, were you molested or not?
We actually have a gay
there,
person in the show who
Cheney.
we fuck with super heavy. She's awesome. Her name is Cheney. She brought up something
Cheney.
earlier, and she said, "What about chemicals?" And it's like now we're also looking at estrogen and a bunch of other chemicals, microplastics, and all of these different things. There's no way to know.
What about generational iniquity? I mean, David had a bunch of this shit, and that generational iniquity leads to demonic presence in his life, and he's kind of gay too. But he beat
we've
that
been
stuff.
we've been exposed
that
to
shit.
chemicals as well, and I'm straight. I'm straight.
Oh,
You're
but
straight.
you dress like the village people. This is not the best. Somebody else make this argument.
No, but in fairness, the a lot of shit in utero can affect babies, and there would be no way to know until they were out that it was affected. And different chemicals affect different people in different ways. That's why some people have fucking weird peanut allergies, and they have this, and others don't. So it's hard to say. It's hard.
Cheney is gay or whatever, not molested. So
or whatever.
Right there, Lobster. What do you say, Lobster?
What? But he just said a bunch of other stuff about chemicals in utero.
Yeah, but
and
we
fucking-
also got the chemicals. We're not gay.
He also just said that not everything. Like if I give one person something, it's going to have a different effect on them than it will maybe another person. Right?
Okay,
That's-
okay.
I was also gonna say just the propaganda alone. Most of the girls in junior high school, who were doing gay shit with each other because of Katy Perry's song. So I'm like,
And now they're not.
Now we're talking
gay
about
or bi. They're just.
Well, some of them still are. Yeah. But this is now we're talking about a level of influence that we can't even put a
You've
finger
got
on.
trauma. You've got chemical influence. You've got social coercion. There's a never-ending amount of shit.
No, you know what? God fucked up.
Oh, that's true.
This is what I'm saying. Do you see the argument here?
But maybe God didn't fuck up. Maybe God put in some gay, what would you say, gay
Just
stuff in there.
Like you would put pepper in a.
No, I don't think so. I mean, when you look at the human body and you look at every aspect of the human body and the simulation that exists, like you said, they were able to replicate a fruit fly by a bunch of different mechanisms to behave exactly like a fruit fly. This is specific. This is
neurons.
created intelligently.
Yeah.
Right. It's created intelligently. It's created perfectly. And then it's like, oh, well, some of these things are fucked up. I don't know. I think things were created and then they were perverted, which is what the Bible says, and which is what other books also say.
Also, the idea that people get hung up on the gay thing. And it's like, I don't count.
Melissa Etheridge gay, not
there
Katy
you go,
Perry.
banger. I don't get hung up on the gay thing because I'm not going to compare my sin. There's a gang of ways that I've spent my life sinning.
Mm-hmm.
If it's fucking violence or drug abuse or any of these fucking things, I'm not going to say that my sin is lesser than that, being gay or anything like that. I'm just acknowledging we're fucked up, broken people.
Yeah.
And we're called to rise above our carnal nature, the desires of the flesh, the desires of what people call natural. Like, for example, I was watching this debate where it was a bunch of fat, unfuckable bitches that were talking about how polygamy is this shit. And then there was a bunch of good-looking, regular chicks that were in, monogamous relationships that were advocating for monogamy. And I thought it was funny that the fat, ugly bitches were advocating for polygamy. But one of the things that they were saying was that, it's natural because, for example, men should be polygamous because they can impregnate multiple women at one time, where a woman can pretty much just have one man's baby for the next 9 months. I mean, in some instances, some freak shit happens and you've got twins, one from one and one from another. But they were citing that it was natural, like a man can ejaculate into multiple women and
Absolutely.
have unlimited. And it's like, okay, so by nature of natural, we now think that's the measure. That's what we should do because a thing is
I don't
natural.
know. Last time I looked at the black community, it was in shambles.
Yeah. You know what else is natural? Rage is natural. Theft is also natural. There's so many different things. When you are in the wild and your resources are scarce, to go to another animal and steal from that animal and kill that animal, that is natural, is it not? So it's like there are things that we're called to resist. I don't think natural is a marker of what we should be doing.
But I gotta rebuke something with you guys. But before that, $15 chat read some of you.
Oh, okay. The Holy Spirit will show you that Jesus is the truth. Our Father in heaven searches the hearts of man. And if you are truly seeking, Jesus will reveal himself to you if you are seeking the truth.
Thus saith Margarete Joni.
Just thus.
Thank you.
$50.
But I'm gonna push back.
Okay.
I think God made gays as well. You know why?
Okay.
Because I believe everything is dualistic. So when you create something natural, by default or by result, the opposite also gets created. Because to define natural, you need something unnatural. And that's where the gaze comes in. Or evil and good. If you're going to create good, by result, the opposite side is evil. So I believe God made gays as well. What do you guys say to that?
That help you sleep at night, Vince?
Let's say that,
I want to be made by God too, you straight motherfuckers.
Lady nails it because God is funny.
Yeah, shout out to Lady. So that would make gay among the array of sins that are, present in human nature or human experiences.
I don't think God meant to make Puerto Rican people.
That was an accident.
Amen.
Shit happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Amen, dog.
But it would be the only one that he's not calling you to correct or resist. And it's like we're not, the idea of being like Christian, let's say, isn't that you're suddenly fucking perfect. Like Christians
that's what it looks
going
like from the outside.
And I agree.
We've just spent an hour. You spent an hour talking to us. I don't know.
Yeah, do we look like
well,
that?
you guys are really chill religious people. Like you can actually take the disagreements or whatever. I like that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
a lot of people get offended real quick.
Yeah, well, you got to recognize a lot of people are. I think that
gay retards.
They're gay retards, and when you look at human beings, it's like we're on this constant search for who am I, right? Like who am I? Where do I belong? What do I do? And I think that in a lot of instances, that's what gives rise to identity politics. So if you're LGBTQ and you're actually about all that like propaganda shit, well, there's your people, there's your values. If you're a leftist, there's your people, there's your values. The work is done, right? If you're Republican, there's your people, there's your values. And it alleviates this thing. It's not a real alleviation, but it's like, that's who I am. Okay, I've got it settled. Church can be the same exact fucking way. Christianity can be the exact same way. It's like, even the Christian nationalist thing, for example, is a good is something that if you look at it, a lot of people are becoming a Christian nationalist. Let's say like Nick Fuentes or something.
Hold on a second, chat. Are you guys enjoying this? Because I feel like I'm reading the chat and it seems like they're actually really interested in this kind of stuff.
Good. This is fun.
It's good. Yeah.
I think
it's different opinions. Go.
So when I look at the Christian nationalist movement, I don't see a bunch of people that are like really in love with the idea of relationship with God. They're not really in love with the idea of pursuing the truth. They are pushing back against a previous status quo that is left-leaning, that is LGBTQ, that is any number of things that we've been subjected to for the last 20 years. They hate all the gay shit. They hate the gay parades and the dudes sucking each other off in, baby pools in the middle of San Francisco. They hate all the bad legislation. Maybe they think Biden was a robot. Any of these things, which like valid.
But do they love God?
That's not a reason to suddenly become Christian, is to push back against a culture. It's the reason you become Christian is because you believe in your heart all of the things that we've talked about throughout this episode. And that's so that happens constantly. A lot of these people that are in the church, they're just there because they have an identity. Maybe they're an important person now in the church. That's a big temptation too. It's like in real life, I'm a fucking Walmart greeter. But in this building, I'm an elder. You know, the Jehovah's Witnesses have that kind of shit where
And
there's like
that-
a real hierarchy in there.
That's the most horrifying thing in the Bible. It's Matthew 7:21, where, you know, they say Jesus said, "Depart from me, I never knew you."
Yeah.
You know, you
And he
workers
said,
of
"I did
iniquity."
all
He's
these works in your
look
name."
Look at all the things that I did, and he's like, "I don't know you. You didn't bother to figure out my personality. I wrote a book. We left it here. That's what the book is for. It's not meant to like, I'm gonna pull scripture and prove Vince wrong. It's like, nah, man. Like I read the book and I find out who God is. We find out about his personality, and through that, I can understand this simulation that he's created for us to exist in a little bit better and figure out how to get closer to source,
Which is
how to get
a little
closer to
bit-
God.
I know that sounds crazy. It's like, why would God have like a personality or identity? I know like a lot of New
It's
Age
fucking
people.
hilarious.
But
That's
it's like,
why.
yo, that is one of the most special. Like who we are is one of the most special things. I mean, it's unbelievable that we get to have this identity, and it gets better when you have an identity in Christ and you have a mission, like the idea that God has a plan and you're a part of it, and that you were called to do a specific thing. Like all that is incredible. And I don't think we really put into perspective how incredible it is. So why would God not have that? Like, it's a really fucking special, unbelievable thing that Vince is the way that he is, or that Ted is the way that he is, or Bill is the way that he is. Like, that's fucking awesome, dude. So why would God not have that? Like, God has a personality. God is a father. God is somebody that you can get to know and understand and draw closer to. And the more you understand him, the more shit, like, starts to make sense. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I've got it all figured out. Like that's retarded and bullshit.
That's the fun part. Like we're constantly learning new stuff, and there's always like new wrinkles of like, oh yeah, wow, that applies there, or maybe what I was taught before doesn't really make any sense. Maybe I missed the mark here. So it's like we're constantly unveiling this. And what's the scripture that you like about God revealing stuff to? It's the duty of kings to seek a thing out.
Oh, to seek a thing out, and it's the glory of God to hide it. So in other words, like God does these things, like Matt puts it like this: like God will play tag with you. So at some point in your life, you'll
tell him
get
about
touched.
Tell him about this place. That's a fun tag game.
All right. So, but God will touch you. And you'll have this moment where you're
not like how the gay people
not the
touch
gay
you,
thing,
Vince.
not that, all right?
Well, then God sucks. I wanted God to touch me that way, but continue.
No, he's not gonna do it. He's gonna go, ew, nasty,
Yeah.
nasty.
God, you're such a wimp.
Nasty.
Go.
But
Yeah.
after that, there is this like chase that begins where like God doesn't just reveal himself to you all at once and you fucking understand everything.
That's like alien shit. Like, yeah, here I am.
Yeah, here
Here's
I am.
all the
I just
secrets
butt you, and
of
you
the
got to
world.
ascend, dog. Like, no, there is a game of tag where like God wants you to pursue him. He wants you to pursue a relationship with him. That becomes glaringly obvious.
That's so
the more
gay,
that I
though.
do this.
Whenever I
not
hear
the
that.
gay kind. See, this is what's going on. God doesn't.
I just
dress
want
like
a
you.
relationship.
Hey, I'll say it again. When you're a hammer, everything's a fucking nail, bro.
That's exactly
Everything's
it.
gay.
That's exactly it. So here's an interesting one. We do this live series.
Isn't that the thing? Do you have kids, Vince?
No. I don't want to bring in kids to this world.
I get that. I get that too. But one of the greatest things about having kids, for me at least, is like as my son, he's 6 now. As he gets older, I see his personality developing more. And every day that like you could see his brain working, and I'm like, I want to get to know you, and I want you to know who I am.
Yeah.
But I can't sit him down and be like, let me tell you about the last fucking 30-something years of my life and exactly everything that I've done.
Yeah.
I've got to
That would
show
suck.
him.
Yeah.
It's boring.
It just wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I gotta keep showing him little by little. He'll ask me a question. I'll go, well, this is what I did. Or like, look at this shit over here. I built that. Yeah. Do you like that thing? Let me show you how to do it. You know, as he's asking, and that's the relationship. That's why it's like God the Father. It's a continual thing. So if I have that relationship with my kid, maybe I'm doing right. But it's also gratifying. Like you're doing it right when you have that bouncing back off of your kid, because it's like as above, so below.
It's this poetry moment.
Yeah. But go ahead,
honestly,
continue.
yeah, fatherhood helped me understand a lot that I didn't get before. But so anyway, we have this live event, Bohemian Grove, and last year we were in a town called Leesburg. It's not far from here, and we had a theater
Talk about
set up.
anal sex, yeah.
We're talking about butt sex.
No,
And,
just Leesburg.
oh, that's what they do there, yeah. And So we have this theater set up, and we also have this place across the street from the theater that's going to serve as our studio. And it was right above a coffee shop, which I thought was the coolest shit ever, right? You would have people come in, you could interview them, whatever you fly them in.
Although we're not fans of interviews anymore. Fuck that.
We don't do that anymore.
Why?
But if, let's say it was a
Go.
comedian or something like that, we could say, hey, you can go and perform at the theater across the street. You can come and do our podcast. And then right downstairs is a coffee shop. We could have them bring coffee up. There's restaurants. It's a great time. It all fucking falls to shit. They basically cancel us. They write articles about us, call us racist and homophobic, and all of this is true, and that's fine.
That was actually this event here.
Bohemian Grove 3.
Yeah.
And basically they told us that if we didn't cancel our headlining comedian because he was saying some anti-Semitic shit once upon a time,
Owen Benjamin,
that we couldn't do the event there. So we told him, fuck you. Now, this was 2 weeks before our event, so you can imagine that was pretty stressful. But by some stroke of miracle, we had a new venue in under 24 hours.
Tens of thousands of dollars and about 300 people coming from all around the world.
Yeah.
And no place to put them. No.
It was crazy.
No
it was
equipment.
Crazy.
No.
I'll tell you what, though, we didn't fucking sweat, which is kind of amazing. And in under 24 hours, we had a new venue, and it was off to just like cleaning this place up and making it look right.
But it was also
That's
one of
amazing.
these things where every step of the way, I'm like, yeah, that's the podcast studio.
Yep.
And that's the coffee shop.
Hell yeah.
And I'm pushing, and I'm making it work. You know what I mean? But it's not working. There's
It
always
is resisting, yeah.
There's resisting. I'm getting pushback. Then it's fucking pushback all the time. And I'm like, but I'm gonna make it work because it feels like that's what I'm supposed to do.
Sometimes you just feel like, right? Like something feels right. I'm not talking about like gay stuff. I'm saying like something is speaking to you, and it's like you can kind of see it and whatever. So it doesn't work out. Our dreams get dashed against a thing. We still do the event, but we don't go back to Leesburg because fuck you guys. All of a sudden, what is it, like 6 months later, maybe not even, no, it wasn't even 6 months later. It was like 3 months or 4 months later. We set up a podcast studio at his place, and we were doing the show just fine. One day, he walks into a coffee shop, and he's wearing a Nephilim Death Squad shirt, and the fucking...
I was wearing this one.
The owner goes, what do you know about the Nephilim? And they get into a conversation. Dude ends up having a Christian library in the back of his coffee shop. And he keeps hitting me up. He's like, dude, I don't know what it is. There's something here. You have to come here. I don't fucking socialize. I don't like meeting people. I don't, So I'm like, I'm going to fucking come to the coffee shop, dude. Like, I don't fucking. And he's like, no, you don't understand. Like, something is here. This guy's really cool. I'm like, I don't care how cool the guy is. Eventually, I finally give in, and I come and I meet the guy, and I go, yeah, he gets it. There's something going on. We do an episode with him. We hit it off. We become fast friends. And only about a week later, I go, yo, dude, you do a coffee shop. You know everybody that comes through that door. You spark up a conversation with him. He's just that type. Do you know anybody who's renting out like office space so that we can get this studio out of his house and into? And he goes, do it here.
Yeah, we had some weird guests coming to my house. I was like, nah.
I was like, dude, I don't want to do it here. I don't know what that means. Like,
I told him no 3 times.
Yeah,
because
he was like,
I was like, this simply won't work. Like, there's no space. And he was like, no, do it. And then finally I was like, all right, fucking. And this is a crazy thing because like we wanted to open up a podcast studio on top of a coffee shop, and we end up getting a space inside of a coffee shop
in a Christian library.
With an owner that is a part of what we do now.
Now he's part of what we do, and he unpacks scripture for the audience on his own show. He's a fucking huge asset to the development of this. And it's 3 days. I think it took 3 days to build this entire studio, get it up and running. And now the whole back of the thing, it's like up there is a coffee shop, and the whole back of house. Like we have another studio that's right outside to the, off the cameras that you guys can't see. We're fixing up another space to make another shot. We're going to start doing live Bible studies and live shows here to the audience that walks in. Like if you have a coffee and you walk in, just sit down, and we're going to be talking about, alien disclosure and all this shit, and how it's not detached from the Bible. That is actually totally understandable.
I think the point is, though, Vince, is what we're telling you, whatever, this is just shit that we've done. But we haven't done anything. All I did was get the cameras, we put wallpaper and, plug in wires and shit. But what we did correctly was play this game of tag with God. God was like, for some reason, with the Leesburg thing, go into that theater and go talk to that guy. Set this shit up. It's going to fail tremendously. But you're close. Like I'm playing tag. I'm like, did you mean this? Because I don't know. Like it's like a foreign language, but I know that we're supposed to move in a direction.
Yeah.
And that's all that I ever do. I never like.
You're going with the flow, right? Of the flow of life.
But so this is again like a sort of a new age ideology, right? Like, oh, I'm letting the flow guide me. It's like, no,
but
man.
You're not resisting
sinning.
reality. I'll go.
I'm not sinning, meaning like I'm not saying bad words. I'm not doing anal sex. I'm not doing anal sex. But
we
what
should
I mean
try.
By
It's really good.
What I mean by not sinning is I'm not missing the mark. So what's the mark? What are you aimed at? What that in the end of the day, what are we aimed at? And I think this show, even though we're rough around the edges and we paint all these crazy pictures of what we're doing, but I'm aimed at God in the end. That's what I'm looking at. Even though like it's a very perverse way to get there, and a lot of people don't see it, and I don't really give a fuck if they see it. But that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that's my aim, and I'm trying my best not to miss.
Yeah.
So
And by the way, that roughness around the edges thing, you talked before about flowery God, this cartoonized version of Jesus Christ. It's like, dude, if you look at the characters in the Bible, like these were fucking rough dudes. Yeah. These were rough dudes. Like people look at us within the Christian community and they clutch their pearls, and it's like we're pussies compared to the dudes in the Bible and how real they were and how unafraid to say the truth that they fucking were. Like this idea that we have of Christianity is very weak and it's not real. It's not the real Christian. It's not what it really means. Think about it. If Jesus Christ is truly the way, the truth, and the life, if he is the truth, you might imagine him as the truth personified. When has it ever been safe to align with the truth? And when have weak people ever done that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hold on. Can I just say, I just want to say regarding how you do your podcasts and setups and all that shit, the thought and the planning and all the things you guys do, you're really professional in that. I think you guys.
I wish you could understand what really happens here.
Yeah, we have no clue what's going on.
We don't know what the fuck we're doing, dog.
We're just trying our best.
But the way I know there's a bunch of shit in behind the curtains. But what I'm saying, how you present everything and structure everything, it really is professional. What do you guys, Ted, Bill? What do you guys?
Oh yeah, it's fucking come a long way from fucking when we first met Raven. Man, damn. Back before you were even on this show, and you're back in your fucking, what the hell was it called? Ravens
the
Watch?
Ravens Watch. Yeah, the Ravens Watch. That was
good shit too, man.
2023.
Well,
God, we're getting fucking old.
I think.
Where are you guys at with salvation? You know what I mean? Like, I know it's like, oh, you're already forgiven. Just believe in God and everything's gonna be great. You know what I mean? Like, but then what is sin? You know what I mean?
So, I mean, the Bible talks about what is it? Salvation without works is dead, or
faith. Yeah.
What is it? Faith without works is dead. And the idea there is that if you truly believe, which is the idea of faith, then like it does change you. It changes you. It changes the things that you do. I'm not saying that you're gonna, have salvation and then not sin. Like that's retarded. We're fundamentally flawed beings. We're going to sin, and the world is constantly tempting us, and our own flesh has its own desires, and we're not strong. The idea is that we can't do it without Christ. It's not something that you can achieve on your own. We're not called to be perfect people, but like it's like the beginning of a big work. You're going to spend the rest of your life battling these things, but it's an honorable fight. You know what I mean? Like what you're doing is you're constantly course correcting, right? Top used the word sin in an archery term, which means not to miss the mark. And if you're off by just a little bit, you're going to miss once the arrow goes downfield by quite a bit. It's a constant grabbing of the wheel and course correcting. It's not this idea that you're a fucking Christian and, you believe in Jesus and therefore all the work's done. Like, no, bitch, the work just began. And sometimes for some people, I do think, like, let's say generational iniquity, for example, the sins of the father getting passed down to the son, and in particular, the occult. For me, it was the occult. My grandmother was in the occult heavily, and, it passed down to my family. There's schizophrenia and all kinds of demonic encounters and horrifying shit. And I think that if you orient towards Christ and that's your bag, like you've got a bunch of shit going on in the spiritual realm that you can't perceive, it gets much more intense. It gets much more intense, and you end up getting into a fight, so the temptations become greater. If you're somebody who has a proclivity for, like, let's say, sleep paralysis and night terrors and seeing shadow people or whatever your thing is, within that kind of spooky supernatural realm, there's a high likelihood that that's going to dial up. Because what's happened is it's not just about your own salvation. You've declared allegiance
We just had a
in
story.
a war.
We just had a story like that just with Matt. I don't even know if he's comfortable to say it yet, but yeah, like during the show, something happened to him, and he was like, "I don't know what happened here." And afterwards, it made a lot of sense. We'll probably talk about it in the future. I don't really want to.
Yeah. But that's how it goes, man. It's like people think of it in just of terms of salvation. It's like we're in constant spiritual warfare, and it doesn't. I'm not just saying Christian people. I mean everybody. You guys, everybody. Humanity is subjected to constant spiritual warfare that they can't perceive with their own eyes, but can perceive in a bunch of other ways. And if you should decide to pick a side, right? Like we were talking to Dr. Heather Lynn, who was like an Anunnaki researcher who realized, Christianity was actually not the clown show that maybe, let's say, like Vince is accustomed with, which is fair, and that's not even a critique. And she said something pretty profound, which is like she was sitting on the fence observing these occult practices, observing Christianity and taking it all in, writing books, doing research, giving talks, yada, 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 right? And at some point, somebody told her, after a bunch of spiritual nightmares that happened to her. I don't mean nightmares in the sense of like, sleeping things.
Like
I mean,
she had
fucked
cancer,
up
her
shit
kids
happened
all
to her.
fucked up.
Like a domino. Boom, 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 boom. And somebody told her that Satan owns the fence that you're sitting on.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as neutrality in war. You can't be Sweden or what the fuck ever, whoever claims to be neutral in war. That's not the case. We're all subjected to it. And you're either going to pick Christ or, like he says, whoever's not with me is against me, because neutrality is not a side. The devil prefers, the anthropomorphized version of the adversary, prefers that you remain neutral. In fact, if you don't believe that it's happening at all, that's also to his advantage.
Well, don't mistake me. I'm not neutral. I am on God's side, but I just have a problem with the religion part. But I say this. I think authenticity is the purifier of everything, because if it is the highest frequency, if it means the truth, and God is truth, right? So if we work towards more authenticity, I think that will help the world way more, because right now it's fake as fuck, man. It's so
I agree
when
with
you
that.
go, I was telling the guy Christian from Primal Resistance, he was back here, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I've been going down some crazy rabbit holes with conspiracies." And I was like, "Well, you better be careful, because you're gonna end up believing in Jesus Christ. The further you go down, that's where you end up."
Yeah.
And so conspiracy theory is that authenticity. We're looking for the truth. We're looking for like just peeling off the bullshit and all the layers. And if you dig deep enough, I'm sorry, dog, that's what's gonna be there.
Well,
and you're gonna have to come to terms with it or not.
I don't just mean like, authenticity in looking for truth. I'm talking about being authenticity yourself as well. Like, forget about conspiracy theories. Be it. Because, I talked about this with my AI. And it says, like, when authenticity takes over, all of the other frequencies has to... Ted, you had a video on this, I think. Where these things was the...
Oh, yeah, the metronomes. I forget what the thing's called, but if you put a bunch of metronomes on a table all at different times, they eventually fall into
sync up.
time.
Yeah, that's an interesting phenomenon.
So the similar concept with authenticity, every other frequency has to align to the highest, which is that one. So that means if we start being more authentic, step by step, we would force the world eventually to follow authenticity. But right
that doesn't
now,
necessarily
there's so
mean
much.
fallen. That doesn't necessarily mean like just adhere to all the cravings and become that monster.
No. I'm just saying.
You know what stands in the way of authenticity?
Fake
Vince?
bullshit.
No, fear.
Mm.
Fear is the thing that drives you to assimilate.
Yeah.
Right? That drives you to not make waves, to not fucking draw any attention to yourself or any of that.
Yeah.
And the Bible warns about fear and not
Do you think
giving
that the
into
church
it.
is a lot like that?
Yeah, fear is what makes you go. then I'll just take a shot. I don't give a fuck. Fear is what makes you go, those guys over there say a lot of bad words. These pastors over here must be real safe. I'm going to invite them to this meeting about aliens, and then it blows up in your face. It's like, it's very simple. It's a very simple formula, and I could have played that out for you if you would have asked.
Right.
But that's fear. That's what it gets you every single time.
And that's that's one of the things where it's like, you want to look at the message of the Bible, and this idea that like the Old Testament or whatever is about an evil God. It's like, what's the message overwhelmingly? Do not be discouraged. Do not fear. Right? Like over and over and over again, the Bible is, and people say like the Bible's all about using fear to control the masses. It fucking tells you constantly, if you ditch the apparatus of the church and whoever's interpreting it for you, and you believe what you're reading and you go, it seems this book has a real emphasis on not being discouraged because God is with me and to never give in to fear. How in the fuck, if you take what it says, it is not a control mechanism.
But
it's telling you not to be afraid.
I have a pushback. Isn't it fear that when you say, if you don't follow this, you will end up in hell? Isn't that a fear?
Well, let's say hypothetically.
I think that's reality. And I think
if that was
hell.
true.
Hell is, it's not going to be this like anthropomorphized place where it's like fire and brimstone and a guy with a pitchfork. Hell is distance from God. So that passage that I pulled up about in Matthew, was it Matthew 7? Matthew 7, where he goes, "Depart from me, I didn't know you." That's what hell is. Hell just means you are away from God, away from this light, and you're choosing that. Every time you're propositioned by the gay demon on your shoulder and you say, yeah, you're choosing a step away.
I hope you don't mean Freddie Mercury.
No, Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury's the man. He's probably in hell though.
No, he just fucked some ass. He was a great guy. Otherwise,
one of the greatest singers probably the greatest singer in the world. The best voice.
Yeah.
It is a choice though, right? Like we have free will. God has given us free will. God wants us to choose him, but in order for us to choose him, he had to give us the ability to choose something else. So yeah, I mean, if you imagine that there is, something that is ultimately good, let's call it the kingdom of God, right? Whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to mean it in the Christian sense. If you believe that exists and you believe that we have free will, then we could choose not to end up there. And that is fucking scary.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean in heaven? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If that place exists, if you believe in God and you think that there is a place that you can go after you die where you are with God, whatever that is, if it's a giant fucking cloud of light in the outer space for some of the more scientific people, whatever, doesn't matter. But if you do also believe that we have free will and you're not some determinist, well, then we would have the ability to choose to go there. And if we chose not to go there, if eternity was real, and you could spend it anywhere, and you chose not to be there, that sounds fucking terrifying. So, I'm not saying that all fear is bad or anything like that. There are a priority of things to be afraid of. Be afraid of, let's say, treating your kids so badly that they don't want to know you when they're an adult. That's a good fear to have. That's a course-correcting fear where you go, I'm not going to act in that way anymore. I'm going to act in love. Okay, cool. So that was a good idea.
What's the worst place that they can put prisoners in jail?
Oh yeah,
solitary.
Yeah, I think that's what hell is in a way, because like you're cut off. So like I don't know if we all have this spark of God in us, right? We're divinely inspired, divinely created by God, and we have this soul where there's something in us, and we're around people. That's a whole keep 6 feet away kind of shit. It's just an idea that popped in my head. But when you separate a person and you put them in solitary confinement and they have no human contact, they are effectively away from God in a way, or at least the attempt to, and that person will go completely crazy. It's the worst thing you can do to anybody. So now just, extrapolate that to the spiritual level. When you're not in this physical body, where will you be? Are you going to be closer to that, or are you going to be further from that? That's your choice, and your choice is made by what you do and what you've chosen while you're here.
I guess my thing is this, that I just think like, let's say I do not kill, rape, steal, beat people up. Mm-hmm. For me, that's the only thing that should matter. And whether I say Christ is my savior or not should not affect me.
Well,
if I'm
the pushback that I would give to you on that, Vince, is that you have a limited understanding because we live in a physical realm. And if you imagine that there are dimensions that are beyond this one, filled with all sorts of things. Like, are you familiar with the idea of looshing?
Yeah, when they in negative energy, these entities.
So there are entities that are siphoning energy off of you. Maybe worship is a type of energy, and maybe no matter what we do as human beings, we're giving that off. For example, people of antiquity built all kinds of altars and idols to different things, right? That's not very different than covering your walls in pictures of Freddie Mercury.
Well,
it's almost exactly that. We're just hardwired that way,
although I think that is more like there's also nuance to this. I think
I'm not saying you're worshiping Eddie Mercury.
No,
I mean
that's up
Freddie
there.
Mercury.
This
Eddie?
on its face, and I don't mean to ruin the troll, but like that seems like this is fun. This is entertainment.
Yes.
What you're doing here is you're presenting something that's entertainment. Now, if I have something that I hold in high regard, like if I have this sign and this Top Lobster sign, that's me. Now we're delving into strange territory.
Right. And so imagine then for a second here, Vince, that let's say, I don't know if are you like a kind of a Freddie Mercury super fan?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, that's fine. So think about the idea that there is energy flowing forth from us that we can't perceive at all times, and that spiritual entities have a really big interest in that. Now, imagine that the way we direct that energy is by showing interest as much as possible, right?
Or what we
orienting
consent to.
ourselves towards this thing. So if you're constantly, every time somebody gets in the car, you go putting on Freddie Mercury. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. I'm just saying like there is an energetic flow. You put it on every time. It's the last thing you see before you go to sleep and the first thing you see when you wake up. You watch documentaries on his life or you read his biography, all these different things. You are allocating so much energy and focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. You ever hear that example?
Yeah.
So you're allocating so much energy towards Freddie Mercury, and it's not because you're doing something inherently wrong. It's because human beings are hardwired that way. We all have our thing. So for you to say, I don't think that I have to worship Jesus Christ or accept him as my Lord and Savior is almost to kind of ignore that. I have a feeling if you could see the things that are feeding off of us at any given time, if you could see the spiritual realm, you would immediately realize, holy shit, I am interacting with so many things that are benefiting off of me, and I could redirect this towards someone who actually is offering you salvation. Not somebody that is requiring you to sacrifice. All these pagan gods require you to sacrifice to them. This one literally sacrificed for you. It's not off. It doesn't want burnt offerings. It doesn't want fucking anything. It just wants your faith. That's it. And if it's true, if the story's true and all this happened that way, then it's a pretty damn good reason to give Jesus your faith.
What do I want as a father from my kid? I don't want. What the fuck could he give me? You know, he's 6. What are you gonna give me? Your shoes that I bought you? What are you gonna give me?
No, but
fucking
sometimes, Lobster, sometimes, the kid can actually teach the father. Let's say a father is kind of like not too authentic or whatever, and his kid is, and the father can learn from the kid to be more authentic or creative or whatever. I think kids can actually teach the father sometimes in some situations if the father has forgotten how to be authentic or.
I mean, children are pretty authentic in itself.
Yeah, so I wouldn't exclude the possibility.
I don't think that the children are going to teach you something, more so remind you.
Right.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, maybe it's but I obviously we're viewing God as this being that is all understanding. So besides that, like I'm just saying, like what do I want from my kid? I don't want. There's nothing you can give me. You can give me like money. What are you gonna? Nothing. There's nothing you can give me.
Love, dude.
Yeah. What I want from you is like when I come home, I'm gonna be like, what'd you do? You were in the pool. How was the swimming?
Tell me about it.
Yeah. What did you fucking? That's really cool. Cool. And that's all that. That's really all that it is. Just a relationship. And in turn,
respect.
Yeah, respect.
You know what God used to do with Adam?
I don't just want respect, but like you're gonna give respect.
Their
so that's
thing, when Adam was in the garden.
Well, then you have to also be respectable. I'll go.
That's true too. That's a job.
If
of a
you're
parent.
an asshole father, I can't force my respect to you.
Right, but you don't know him. That's
right.
the problem. Is like to
I
determine
know
whether or
my
not he's an
father if he's an asshole. I know.
No, not
I
your
can
father,
see.
but I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah,
like God in this example. In order to determine, which is fine, if you want to set out to determine whether or not he's an asshole, you have to try to actually get to know him. In the Bible, in the Garden of Eden, what God was doing.
Well, how many times did you look at your dad and you'd be like, "This guy's a fucking"?
And then
dick.
when you get older, you realize
you're like, that's why he killed all those Nephilim. Yeah.
But that's what God was doing with Adam in the garden before the whole, the falling away and all this shit. He was walking with him in the cool of the day. They were walking and talking. So Adam has, dominion in the garden. He's doing all these different things. And in the cool of the day, God would get together with him and walk with him and talk with him.
What'd you learn today? Yeah.
That's like your father being like, yo, sun's getting down. You want to go play catch?
Yeah.
It's... Go ahead.
That is if this whole story is true. Like, I wish I could believe the way you guys believe, but there was something I wanted to say.
By the way, Vince, I was not raised in the church. I was not always like this. I was a conspiracy theorist since 16 years old, dude. I didn't come to Christ. I literally shelved Christianity, thought very much the same way you did, and I didn't come to Christ till I was like, I don't know, I guess you could say 32. I started taking baby steps towards them, and now I'm 36 and I'm still on this. Like, I'm not a dude who's got it all figured out, and I'm not a dude who's been a Christian my entire life. This is something that when I got to where I'm at now, I look back and I'm like, fuck, I thought a lot of dumb shit. Like, it's...
Yeah.
But also the issues that you have and the questions that you have are fair. It's just what I've come to understand is the representation of Christ that we're familiar with is inaccurate. And the representation of what it means to be a Christian is inaccurate. It's a fucking clown show in many ways. And it's not...
it's not God. Yeah, I understand
why... And it deserves attacking.
I understand
why
you
don't even want to talk about the Nephilim. They don't want to talk about any of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they don't want to engage in the spiritual aspect of this.
Yeah,
they want to pretend the Earth's not flat when the Bible clearly states it. So I mean, there's that part.
There's a lot of shit that
water curves.
So Vince asking us questions here.
Yeah,
I'm just like, these are fair
and
questions.
Vince, if we were like, if you felt that we were being combative or harsh, I'm sorry.
No,
I get passionate about.
I'm excited.
No. You guys are too soft still. You can come harder. You can come harder at me. Come harder.
Well, no, I don't have.
Laney, if you're watching this,
don't tell me how to come. I do.
Hold on, Raven. Before you go, I remembered what I wanted to ask. You mentioned Loosh, right?
Yeah.
If these things are true, that these entities suck our negative energy. Yeah. If that is true, that also means if we switch our energy to positive energy or authentic energy, then they don't have anything to loosh. Right?
Well, where is the energy directed at? And this become really evident.
Because worship is an energy too, and I don't think we understand worship.
And it's like you see so many of these, not just Old Testament stories, but even like if you look at the Catholic Church or like other places like that, these entities don't care whether you're loosh, good, bad, whatever. As long as
they eat it all.
They eat it all. As long as it doesn't matter
what
it's going
love,
to.
They'll take lust. They'll take fucking all kinds of
look,
things.
for instance, you have the same entities that have rebranded themselves. I think we can go from like Azazel to who
you
was
can
he
go
compared
as
to?
far back as ancient Sumerian, which is Baal Hadad. It's the same fucking character as the Greek Zeus. It's the same guy.
Same character as
Have you ever thought by Baal? Have you ever thought about by Baal? I know Ted hates this.
You can do that with so many things that it's kind of like silly.
So,
but what if it is by Baal? By Baal. It's made by Baal.
I tell you
Baal
what,
made
it wouldn't
this.
tell you to fear not like 365 times. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And it also
has to have
say,
truth
do
in
not
it.
give your children unto the flames of Moloch. Well, maybe it would if Baal was trying to beat Moloch. He'd be like, don't fucking do that to Moloch.
But again, Moloch and Baal are competing entities. And they do want the worship, but I think for them, all that matters is that it doesn't go to God.
Yeah.
It's detracted from this one thing. So whether it be good, bad, whether it be sexual energy, whatever it is, it's like it's not going towards this direction. That's
by
all
the
that
way,
matters.
check this out. So Galactic Core says, a Christian just pointed a gun to seem cool. Tame that ego, no cult. Well, it's like, no matter which side, this is what the authentic thing, right, that you're talking about, Vince.
Hold on. Can I address her? Yeah.
Her, it's a guy.
We think you're a faggot.
You're a faggot, bro.
Oh, shots fired.
I don't know, like
How rude.
You want me to hold on? What's a good Christian response? Fuck you, dog. Like that's it. You're not addressing us. You're not addressing the argument or what we're saying with veracity. You're being a little bit of an asshole.
I'm sorry, I called you a woman. I thought.
Well, I mean,
you
you're
have long hair.
presenting,
and also you're like this big in the corner. It's
a
hard to
tiny
see.
little picture.
It's a tiny little picture. I just
and
saw a lot of long
also
hair.
you're acting gay.
Oh
so.
yeah, you're acting like a bitch. So yeah, man. I mean, I think that
He's
lot
a
of the
good
questions...
dude. I think he's just coming from his own little.
From a gay Gnostic standpoint, yeah, that's cool.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's the thing is
Where he's coming
nobody
from.
realizes that they all have a religion. So if you think that, you're Gnostic or you're New Age and that's different than Christianity, like, no, dude, you're still giving your worship to something. You're still going through this is the nature of human beings is we're going to orient towards something. If you're a Star Wars fan, when you've got all the lore memorized and you watch all the fucking movies and your wall is covered in Star Wars posters, you're doing the same thing. You're just worshiping something else.
They're saying it's a superiority complex. Like, nah, like
I'm literally retarded.
You're retarded, but also look at you, dog.
Yeah,
like,
you do look like a girl.
Kind of, yeah. Like what you're doing there is having you look like that and act like that. So maybe do something different. $2 super chat. Go ahead, Vince.
Yes. No, it's you, Lobster. Go.
It's me. Vince, since Christ isn't for you, look into Bach Saga. Do you know what Bach Saga is?
No, what's that?
That's where you drink your own cum for the knowledge. Like the Galactic Core guy, I think, is a Bach Saga practitioner.
Dude, what if that's where all the knowledge is? Just point your dick into your own mouth. Yes.
You got a long dick, dude.
Not me. Not me.
Let me ask you guys this. If the reward of heaven was not baked into the deal, how many do you think would be religious? You know what I mean? Like, there's a reward here. Let's not...
Well, I think a lot of them still would be because, like I said, the identity thing, like it checks that box. So I think a lot of people that if you're talking about like the modern churchgoer who isn't like really a believer, doesn't believe in the spiritual realm or anything like that, a lot of people, I'll tell you what, chopping off your dick doesn't grant you eternity or heaven, and people do that sort of thing because of the love bombing that comes from the community, the affirmation that comes from these people who are now your new tribe, who give you your new set of ideologies.
Hold on. So some people chop their dick off to join the religion?
No, I said like the LGBT thing.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I thought it was like a priest who really didn't want to have sex, so he
the new Nephilim, if you will, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and that doesn't have salvation. I think people will always gravitate towards something, like weak people will always gravitate towards something that temporarily quiets that thing inside them that desires to have an identity. But you do have an identity. You have an identity in Christ. I think that's why that is inside of you. Because, there's something fundamentally broken within us, and people will fill that with all kinds of shit.
I got to tell you guys one thing. I'll go, Lobster.
Yeah, I would say like for me, like really think, because it's a good question. I'm just thinking about it from my perspective. If there is no heavenly reward after whatever I'm doing,
would you
now,
still serve God?
Yeah, because the alternative was garbage. My life is much better now. It's simpler. There's a set of rules, or there's a set of guidelines for me to follow, and it's crazy. It's like, when I think about it and people ask me this stuff, it's almost like I am doing a self-serving thing. And I know this sounds like retarded, but I'm like, it's stupid not to. Every time I do this, I do better. And I just go, oh, duh. So then I fucking keep doing those things. Right. And then I do better. And it just so happens that those things that I'm applying are aimed at God. And I'm like, yeah, this is like dummy shit. Like this guy here, this galactic dude, I don't know, man. Try it. I've been doing it for a while. I've been doing it for a long time, and my life is immeasurably better than before I was doing it. So whatever's promised after, if it doesn't come, I would hope so. But if it doesn't, my life is better now. So why the fuck wouldn't I? Like, why wouldn't you? Is a question. Well, again, maybe it won't work for you, but I can tell you, works fine for me.
See, this is, by the way, this is the last time I've addressed it, but he's in there saying exactly what we talked about at the top of the show. He goes, serve God and then bash your fellow
No,
man.
just you.
Well, it's just like, well, yeah, we've just bashed you. But we talked about at the top of the show how Jesus Christ was not a soft dude, and the insults that he was hurling not only were pretty much every insult in the book at that time, but he was hurling them at people that ultimately called for his death, right? And had the ability to do that because of their positioning in society. That's not a fucking soft
But why
dude.
don't we hear about that shit? The hard side of Jesus. That sounded gay, but
No, you don't watch. I don't know. Listen to our show. It's like it's one of the best examples I could think of Jesus' personality is like right after he gives up his life, he dies on the cross.
Oh yeah,
he goes right to hell, and he's talking shit to the spirits that are in hell, these dead Nephilim that are there, and he's telling them about the plan that they had and about what just happened and how they failed. That's the personality.
He literally went to hell and talked shit.
Yeah. And then resurrected. So this is the personality of Jesus Christ, and it's in the book. So I don't know where people get all this other shit from him driving an Astro van and being a hippie, but that's what I'm reading about. And I go, yeah, dog, that's cool. Like, that's actually verifiably cool. Not
It goes
some
back
corny
to that
shit. I don't want...
question I had is why does the church avoid this so much? You know what I mean? The spiritual aspect of it, you know? Like
The church is trying to appeal to the why does the left use the tactics that they do? Because it's like a bigger net. So the church is trying to appeal to the most people, and more people respond with sugar. And I'm not here to give you sugar. We're here to give you what we see as the truth. And we've grown a pretty good audience like that, and I hope that it continues to grow. And as the world shifts more and more to reality, it will continue to grow. We're just in front of it. We're in front of the ball at this point. So the church is, in my opinion, behind the ball. They need to start looking at some of these things and telling people not what is going to fill the seats, but telling people the actual truth. And there are churches that do that. There are people that do that within the Christian community as well. You're going to see a lot of the examples of the people that take a formula that does work and that they can spread and make it into McDonald's.
I do
and
think,
that's
though,
what the church is.
a lot of that compelling information, let's say like on the Nephilim and the Fallen and things like that, really help.
They're not
contextualize.
necessary. They're fun for me. And
They're
for
not
me,
necessary, but you're going to see them.
Yeah.
It's happening now because, like we talked about, that Overton window is shifted, and I think that if you're not seeing it at your local church, which I don't expect to see that where I'm at, but as far as the rhetoric online, there's going to be a cultural swing. It's happening already. We were just slightly ahead of the curve towards things like the Book of Enoch, which is like, that's a slippery slope too, because if you look at Enoch, 1 is pretty sound, 2 and 3 are like kind of fucking wonky, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. 1 can be grounded in scripture, and there's so many connections that you go, okay, this just elaborates on the themes that are in, the Bible, but 2 and 3, they seem to go off on their own direction into crazy places. Either way, though, you have a Congresswoman, Anna Paulina Luna, like I said, the former stripper from Florida. She's talking about these things on the world stage regularly. I think you're going to see a lot of this stuff start to come out in some of these dumps, like the UAP files or whatever. Even the files that, because there's a lot of people. I think Tim Burchett is saying that he believes that these things are spiritual and demonic in their nature. There's going to be a lot of things coming out, and I think some actual buildings are going to have pastors that preach on it, but really the void's going to be filled with like the online rhetoric where people are going to be talking about this, which is going to make the Bible, it's not that it makes it cooler. What it does is it contextualizes it. There's so much.
I'm looking forward to the deception that's going to come from the McDonald's version of whatever we're talking about, because again, we're operating without any guide. I mean, we have the guidelines of God, but we're operating without these, these barriers that some people are not allowed to say or talk about. So when they are going to talk on the pulpit about this stuff, I just wonder where I'm not going to say this, but we will say that. Like where that kind of self-censorship would come from. One more time, I want to address Galactic Cum. I understand. I understand that we're in a cult and all that. I would just say read the Bible and prove me wrong. I'm at Top Lobster. You can follow me on X. So go ahead and argue with me there.
This has been awesome.
Thank you.
Can I just say, you mentioned your audience.
Yes.
You don't want an audience that, as soon as you, steer a little bit away from something, that they will leave you. You want an audience that appreciates you for being who you are. Like you should be able to be different. This is the danger. How many of these Christians do you think are really like open for questioning things. Like you guys are very open. How many?
Not many, but we've been lucky for like because of how we came into this thing. Like, I didn't come into this doing Nephilim Death Squad. I came into this doing graphic design, and then I was doing a very offensive comedy show, and I've retained that audience. And a lot of those people have seen they follow what I've been saying, and they followed my journey and my perspective, and like kind of what we were talking about before about when you become a Christian, or when you take on these ideas and start to live them. You're like, I don't want to be a fake person. I don't want to change.
Yeah.
There's going to be change. There's going to be...
But it doesn't happen the way you think.
And there's going to be things that die. You're going to have to be okay with that. But you don't have to die. Who you are doesn't die. I'm still the same person. There are things that I don't do anymore. Like, I don't... one of the stories that I tell all the time is, like, I stopped smoking weed before I would do a show. On the comedy show specifically. And I know you guys, if you smoke weed, boom, you're on it, you're fast. I could, I'll catch a joke, and then it maybe things that I would have said even on this show, I wouldn't have been able to catch on. I would have been able to catch on better because I'm like doing this thing. But we had somebody write into us like, hey, yeah, I've been sober for a long time, and but I miss like on Wednesdays when I used to take the edible and watch this thing at 9/11, and they're inferring the Tower Gang show, and I was like, fuck, man, you're sober, and I never announced that I'm smoking weed on the show, but like you're getting high in order to vibrate in the same frequency that I am, because I'm putting that out, whether I say it or not. So now I'm like, now I'm influencing you to do a thing, and like that's not my intention. I wanted to do a fun show. I wanted to make this funny, but now I'm like rubbing this on somebody, and for other people, I'm like, I'm not gonna do that anymore, because this was something that I was doing to lubricate. But I don't want to be responsible for the actions of somebody else. So it's like, if that's if that's what I'm putting off, I'm like, nah, I don't need it. I'm done.
Lobster, are you responsible though? You can only control yourself. And also, let me ask.
I'm not.
Go.
I'm not responsible. Like, you're ultimately responsible for yourself, but I'm not going to take any part in that. I'm not going to be the guy to like, if I realize like, oh shit, I'm making you stumble. Like the Bible says this as well. Like, eat the meat, eat the unclean thing. But if you're going to make the guy next to you stumble, then don't do it. Then be a better example. So I'm like, oh, no, I'm doing that. I'm actively making you stumble, and you keep falling for it.
Okay,
so
let me ask.
I'm stepping back. And whether you stop or not, that's not up to me, but I'm not answering for that.
Let me ask you an important question.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are funny guys. But this question to you, Lobster, ever since you dropped that thing, have you become less funny, or are you equally funny, or more funny?
Less funny.
Okay, hold on before you go. If you're less funny, because I do think there's a lot of value in making people laugh. Mm-hmm. That frequency is high as fuck too, if not even at the same as authenticity. I don't know, but getting people to laugh. Do not overlook that. That's a big fucking thing you're doing there. So if you're becoming less funny, I don't know how good that is. But before you continue, I just want to say there was this comedian called Alistair Williams. He's a UK comedian. He used to be funny as fuck, but then he turned into a Christian, and now he's kind of like almost down, and like he lost his funniness. So my question is it worth it?
How was my performance today? Did I fall flat? Was I sharp? Was I witty? I mean, I would
very
say,
witty, funny, but I don't know. I don't know you too much. You might have been, you might have been way more funnier before. That's why I'm asking.
I could have been funnier because, I'll just tell you the truth. When I would smoke, there's a level of relaxation and a level of like cognizance where like these things are floating in the air, and I'd more readily pick them out. But then it's also a question of like, was I actually doing that? Like, I'm now on a performance enhancing drug, and do I want to continue doing that? Well, here's the good news. There's actually metrics that I can measure by. So, am I funnier? I personally don't think I'm funnier. Am I more coherent with my points? Can I bring up other? Yes. So it's a bit of a trade-off, but then also I look at the metrics of like, well, has my stats grown? And by every single manner, it's like, yeah, they have. It's like, okay, all right, so I don't have to do this thing and alter my brain. I don't have to be top lobster, in order to have success in this realm and what I'm doing. I could be a better podcaster. I can make better points. So obviously there's a trade-off. And I'm not going to lie to you, be like, yeah, I'm just as funny. It's like, nah, I'm pretty fucking funny when I'm high. When I'm drunk, I'm funny.
I want to see that shit. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, and there's a time and place. I think there's a time and place. But like,
well, you know what has happened instead? It's like in a comedy capacity, you get people saying like, oh yeah, this is really funny. This made my day. Things like that.
I made a joke about the colon of a vulture in the picture of the kid that was about to be eaten, that the Nobel Prize picture where the vulture's about to eat him, and we're talking about cloaca. This is not something that would occur to my sober mind. Very funny.
Yeah.
Just a joke that I might not make. And you know what? I think the
That
world
sucks.
will survive.
No!
This is the
We
thing,
need
though.
more asshole stuff like that.
This is the thing, though,
Well,
that
there's
it's been
other
replaced
people.
with is
Yeah.
we get these messages, and this isn't even like a tooting your own horn thing. It's just like what's actually meaningful these days. And what's meaningful is we get these fucking messages from people. You got to imagine, like, you do a goofy show, and like, yeah, we're talking about real information, and we are pointing, hopefully, at the end of the day, back to God. But at the end, it feels like just hanging with the homies and having a good time, and a lot of it is comedy driven. And then we'll get a fucking message, and there's no shortage of them, dude. Like there's no shortage of them. It's like, it's God's doing that because it can't be us. But people will tell us shit like, this show helped my relationship with God. Like I was on the outskirts. I thought, like you're saying, Vince, Christianity was gay and retarded, and the church was corrupt, and this, that, and the other thing. And then I found a couple of dudes who are really just being themselves, but are making good points and pointing towards God, and like are having fun in this, and it helps their relationship. And it's like, if there's, Vince, you said you believe in God, and it doesn't have to be. We're not even talking about in the context of Jesus right now. It's like if there's a God, and God is winning souls, and you're responsible at all for orienting anybody towards God, for somebody coming across your field of awareness and you pointing to God and them being like, hell yeah, dude, and going on their way, even if that's just one person, that's incredible.
Except for Galactic Cum.
Well, he can go if he'd like, but he'll find somebody else. He's freaking out over there.
Yeah, I know.
Shouldn't have said those things.
And you know what?
He's like, don't say that to my face, man. He's got like a little
I'm
turned
not
up
being
mustache
Christ-like,
and shit.
but I don't. I'm just saying, dog.
Well, no, he should go also. But my point is, it's like that's an immeasurable. You can't put a value on that. So yeah, if you tell me like, yo, that shit was funny and I had a good time, like hell yeah, dog, that's cool. And we do like at Bohemian Grove, it's mostly like a comedy show. It's mostly fun. So people come away from that and they go, wow, I had a good time. That was so funny. That was a lot of fun. And I'm like, cool, yeah, that's awesome. But when we get an email that's like, yo, I was stumbling for years and my relationship with God was rocky and I was honestly pulling away from, and then I found you guys and you guys have strengthened my relationship with God. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. So yeah, you lose maybe a step or two in the comedy realm, but what it's replaced with is, I think, exponentially more meaningful. So do we need more laughs? Like, yeah, dude, we
It's
need
crazy
more laughs
too.
because
It's
people
like,
suck. But
even though I've taken a step back from the comedy or like the hard comedy in general, this is still the show that we do. I mean, your show and there's like Hidden in Plain Sight guys. It's still some of the most unhinged, funny shit that you can do on the internet. So I'm like, okay, I'm just not like, I'm not crossing the line anymore. Like,
right.
Fine. I honestly didn't want to do that anymore anyway, but I was stuck in it. I felt like I was like, damn, like I'm doing a thing where I got to keep on doing it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't have to anymore. That's great.
Yeah.
I could just be more like who I want to be.
And yet,
awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Even though you get great feedback, like Raven, what you said with that guy, yet the majority of Christians would look at you guys as bad Christians still, right?
Yeah. Well, I think there's something that happens when you're managing to piss off everybody on all sides. There's only two outcomes left. Either you're an asshole, so like Mr. Patriot, Misfit Patriot, he pisses off everybody on all sides pretty much, but it's because he's gay. There's another option. It's like if you're pissing off everybody on all sides, like you're called to not be of the world, but in it. And the path is narrow, right? Like that's the path to salvation is narrow. And once again, if it's the truth, then when has aligning with the truth ever been very popular? So if I'm pissing off New Agers and I'm pissing off lukewarm Christians and I'm pissing off materialists and I'm pissing off like you name it, whatever the case may be,
also,
that's kind of a good indicator that I'm doing okay.
We also like what people don't see is like we'll step back and we'll be in these chairs most likely and we'll be like, did I miss there? Like A lot of people are mad about that. Like, did we fuck up?
Oh, yeah.
And then sometimes you'd be like, yeah, actually, we should apologize to Timothy Alberino that we kind of went a little too hard on him. And sometimes I'd be like, no, like we go harder in what we just did.
Because sometimes when you're in it in first person, you might not get it everything. But at a later point, you can watch it back, from a third person view, and you're like, maybe I was a little bit retarded there. Or
we're just people, dogs. I'm just a human being. So like, And in the path that we're doing, in the specific task that we've undertaken, it is very like we're walking a line. We're walking at this weird line where people don't want to touch this stuff, and I get why they don't, but it's also a necessary thing to do because it opens it up to like, look at all the retarded people in the chat over there, besides not the Galactic guy, but the rest of them, they're all good
Everybody
people.
seems to be having a good time. Everybody seems to be happy. They're all
these are all retarded, disaffected people that would not be paying attention to what we've been talking about for the longest time if it wasn't approached in this manner. So it's like we're a tool for a different thing, but you could lose yourself being that tool. So it's just a constant like, okay, we push forward and then we go look around the edges and we go, damn, are we that far off track? No, we're good. All right, we'll take another step forward. So it's like reassessing, and then always trying to move and do something.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said
you got
that
too many fucking questions, Vince.
I know, but I one more after.
Okay, all right. Let me just address this real quick. Because somebody in the chat said that they found us recently and they really like us, and that the swearing and everything is what they like.
Oh, they like that.
Because they grew up in a military household and shit. And it's like, for the people that clutch their pearls because I called them retarded or some shit. I call myself a retarded faggot all the time. I'm a normal dude from the 90s.
You're talking
My best friends were fucking faggots.
Talking to a welder, and you're talking to a guy who built the train tracks. Like
I literally was a welder and a fabricator for my entire career, a mixed martial artist, and I grew up in the hood. And that's not to mean like...
Hold on a second. Galactic Core, you're going to fold, baby.
You're going to fucking
We're going to make your mentality fold. We're going to break you.
Hey, I got a really quick question. Did you account for curvature when you were building the train tracks? Or?
Yeah. Did you throw that in there, bro?
That's a good question.
Just saying. Sorry.
He was just singing Negro hymnals while swinging a hammer. That's what he was. So, he wasn't designing it.
No. I was singing while the Negroes watched, but that's another story.
But yeah, man.
Listen, you can't say nigger. Continue.
There we go. We're off YouTube now. Fucking fantastic.
Oh my God.
But yeah, man, that's just the idea. Like, it's not that when people have this idea, you become Christian and then all of a sudden, like, you immediately button it up. Like, some people can do that. Because that's kind of the background that they come from anyway.
And we probably should more.
There's a strong argument for it. But I don't know, man.
But I can't.
I was just born in a place, and I grew up with people, and the way that I showed affection to people was like insults. Like, I don't know. It just seems like some people didn't grow up
that's how you
ragging
bond
on their homies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We bond by calling each other bad stuff. Men, at least. I don't know.
Yeah.
Women, they do a completely different thing. The opposite.
No, they say nice things, and then all the mean things.
He's a beautiful.
See,
but
that's exactly Galactic Core.
I wanted
brown turd Muslim defect. These are
oh shit!
Hey, he's fucking Puerto Rican.
Oh,
he's putting a curse on me, which is a different kind of turd. Yeah, it's an island. It's a tropical turd.
But I want to ask you guys.
Shade of foreigner.
One more, Vince.
Yeah, one more. I want to ask you guys, and I probably know this, but I want to still see. Between you guys, are you guys direct with each other, or are you like not saying stuff? Like, what I mean is, your dynamic. Can you speak to each other like very upfront and like, listen, Lobster, this was not good, or listen, Raven, you were not.
Yeah, he calls me a faggot constantly.
Yeah,
I have to. Yeah, I do get direct with David, but I also don't like. There are like things where we know each other personally, so I'm like, I don't know, like I have to talk to you like a person too. But if there's something, what was recently?
Oh, I think we were talking about using funds for something.
Right. Yeah.
And you were like, not fucking happening. It's not gonna fucking happen. But he was very. There's never like you're not confused.
I know he perceived it that way, but I was just like, okay, this is a thing that I'm going to be very direct, like that we can't do that with this. And now it's like, so there's personal aspects that I deal with David, there's business aspects, and then we're friends. So it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, there is like different dynamics, but
Yeah.
oftentimes
like our families will hang out together. We'll barbecue or whatever. If
I
it's
think
summer,
I'm
it's
too
cool.
direct with him, and I feel bad a lot of the times. But
You
that's
should
like,
feel bad. You're a piece of shit.
that's like who I
See?
am.
That why I'm asking is because we talk about this often, me, Ted, Bill, how important it is that we can have this direct communication with each other. You know what I mean? Like if something's bothering us,
Unfiltered dialogue.
yeah. If something's bothering us, we will address it, because if we don't, it's gonna linger there and grow, and you know what I mean? Like how important it is to have a direct dynamic. Go.
Let me say something to you, you motherfucker.
Me?
Yes.
No, Vince.
Oh
Yeah.
I
That's
think
my
you
language.
would actually make a really fantastic Christian. Like you're a dude that, and I don't really give people their flowers because I don't believe in saying nice things, because I think it's oftentimes it's pointless. But you're very direct, and you're not afraid of your questions, and your questions don't come from a bad place. They come from genuine curiosity. You would make a great Christian, or what a Christian's supposed to be, because a Christian at the end of the day is supposed to love the truth. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You're supposed to love the truth, and it's kind of like everything else.
No matter
falls
where
in
it takes
line.
you. Yeah.
Right. And so I just feel like, if you were to have to stand side by side with dudes, in alignment with the kingdom of God, would you want to stand by dudes that were too fucking afraid to ask a question? Or they had all these issues in their mind about the way that the church is run, or the way that this is happening or that is happening, but they're just going to keep going along to get along, and they're not going to talk about it? Like, you don't want to stand next to somebody like that.
I don't trust people like that.
So I think you'd make a pretty decent one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I the only thing I'm looking for is joy, truth, authenticity. Take that how you will. And I'm against all this demonic shit. So
yeah.
So we
He's a
definitely
warrior.
appreciate you guys giving us more time than was even on the thing.
Yeah,
but I
man.
didn't get to
Thank
ask
you.
the most important question yet. Do you guys consider your show like more gayishly retarded or more retardedly gay?
Retardedly gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't ever really
And
do gay
why
shit
is
besides
that?
the way you dress.
Well, I mean, today is muted.
Today is very muted.
Today's muted. It could have been. You know what I didn't want
Vince
to do?
is sucking up all the sun in the room anyway.
I didn't want to compete with Vince.
I appreciate that.
So, I mean, yeah, the whole thing is, and I think like somebody in the chat earlier said that we were full of ourselves. I think it was the lady that when I was pointing the gun. Fair, okay. That's a fair criticism.
But that's just a joke.
Yeah, one
It's
last
a joke.
one
It's
to
a
get
joke.
in.
I know. And that's the thing too, is like if you miss everything that I'm saying, but then you see me pull a gun, and that is your informer of the nature of things, and I don't know what to tell you. But it's usually a joke, but oftentimes we're like, why the fuck are people watching this? And more people show up, and the show does better, and I can only thank God for that. And of course, the people that are tuning in. But like, it's not like we have the best information. So I'm getting on the retarded part. We don't have the best information. We're not doing fucking deep dives or anything like that. We're mostly just these days having fun.
Yeah.
We turn the camera on and we fucking have fun, and we look at the way the world is going, and we talk about it, and we have fun, and it just keeps growing and growing, and it is retarded, and it's confusing, and even there are times where like we'll say dumb gay shit, and they're like, that was fucking gay. So yeah, I mean, I think the retarded overwhelms it though. It's retardedly gay. Not so much gaily retarded.
Fair assessment.
Runs on retarded.
Runs on.
No, I just
retarded,
love it.
yeah.
I love how you guys talk to your followers or whatever you want to call them that way too, just like you would to everyone else. You're not like, oh, thank you guys so much, blah, blah, blah. You're like, hey, what's up, retards? The poor people, fucking, you get this, blah, blah. Like, just be real with yourself, man. I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
Authenticity is great.
We do like all these people. It's a lot of people with the live events. I don't want to even say this because I like to keep the mystique, but when they show up and they see me in person, they're like often like, oh shit, is he gonna fuck?
Is he gonna say mean things?
I'm never mean to anybody in real
I
life.
thought you were a lesbian when I first saw you in real life.
Lesbian?
I was
No
like, who
childhood
is this
trauma
Jewish
here.
lesbian? Brought it full circle.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just try to treat like the people come in here, and this is a great spot too. The coffee shop, they'll come in here, and if I'm here, I'll talk to them for however long, about whatever.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if
That's
we're
the thing
busy,
is we're
it's
in
like-
a
it's just-
public fucking
yeah.
venue, So
We're not hiding. We're not hiding this shit like at all. And you get some weird stuff, but that's whatever. I feel like that's part of the job. It's part of whatever we signed up for. So
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of happy to do it, and I hope people don't get too caught up in the personality. This is me, but this is kind of like also Twitter. That's what we're presenting.
I will
so,
say this: you guys are authentic. You're doing your shit in your own way. I can see that.
No, you. No, you, Vince.
No. I see it. I
fucking
see it.
you, Vince.
Yeah, there is no fake facial expressions and all that bullshit.
Yeah, that was a big problem for me too. I don't do well with formalities. I get
Yeah.
it, like they're necessary. How are you? How's the weather? Fucking stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like I can see people dying behind their eyes when they're just going through the
Where are you from?
formalities. Where you're from? God. And it does hurt a little bit. But I will admit these days, because we're in a public place, and fans show up all the time, people that have no idea who we are show up all the time, and you have these conversations in real life. I'm also not super pumped about the so the Nephilim are actually the offspring of fallen. Like it becomes because it's like an uphill battle every time with people who don't get it. So now I think I just don't like to talk to anybody at all.
You're in a great job
Well,
for
we're
that.
glad. Yeah,
To Galactic,
we're glad
again-
you were able to get past that dynamic and talk to us today, for sure.
To
One
my
more
guy
thing
Galactic,
before-
One more thing.
I just want to say,
Vince.
we're all good, right? We're good. We're good with Galactic.
Oh, why? What's he saying?
I don't know. People are saying that he's saying some weird stuff in there, but it's fine. We're
I
fine.
am
What
a
is it?
free
Is
human
it this one? If
of
I
the
spew.
hey dudes, I'm a Christian, and boom, I'm in the. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means, man. But
Graces
I
of fellow
like
Christians.
You. I like you, and you got to stop.
You gotta calm down, Galactic. You know what he hit us with before? You wouldn't say that shit to my face.
Oh, yeah,
It's a fucking internet.
Did you
stuff
say
type
that,
thing.
Galactic?
You wouldn't say that to my face.
He hates
Oh,
us
he
deeply.
says he hates you deeply.
There we go.
Oh, that's all right. We'll figure it out. We're gonna
got it.
figure it out. Me and you. We're gonna figure it
I'm gonna
out.
follow him.
Find him on Twitter.
Yeah,
Talk to
I
him.
know. This is not the first time, and most of these people end up really liking me, Galactic. So
That's
I
how
would
it
stop if I
goes.
was you.
One final thing. You mentioned earlier, like interviews can get a little bit too much, or boring sometimes. Elaborate.
Oh, you mean in the sense of like having like a guest on a show and doing interviews?
Yeah, sometimes it can get too much. Is
So-
it depending on the guest, the topic, or?
You know what it really is when you come on the show, and sometimes it's fine. It's usually really good for the audience. What's good for the audience isn't always what's good for us. So if you come on the show and you have like a whole ass, what would you call it, like diatribe or
spiel.
a presentation, and that's kind of a bummer because as you might be able to tell, I can't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So I want to just interrupt and ask, but then the problem is you can't get through your presentation if I keep doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like those interviews are a little bit of a bummer for me. But if you have somebody who's like up and their energy is up and they don't mind getting derailed and they don't mind questions, like fuck yeah, that's a lot of fun for me.
I do this because I like to talk. I like to talk to people. I don't like to talk at people or have people talk at me. I like to we're having a when we're really doing a interview good, and I think. I don't know. This is advice for anyone who does or wants to do a podcast, but like think about what that person has said before to other people, their material, take them out of it, and make that interview unique. Think of even on the fly. Think of ways that we can go left or right with this to make this not just interesting for the audience, but interesting for you too, and maybe for the other person, And then afterward, we'll always ask if they were having fun.
Yeah.
Not during the interview, but in general.
That's good advice.
The way this went was pretty damn awesome because we could sit there and be like, oh, what do you want to talk about? Oh, look at my notes, and we're gonna compare notes, and do all this. It's all bullshit. Like this was awesome. This is raw. This is real.
I'll tell you
know
what,
I
I
mean?
haven't.
Like,
I've barely written notes or taken notes in preparation for an interview in a long time. I used to, And then I found that there's just a flow of conversation that
Yeah, we're gonna go this way.
is a little bit
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
fun.
that's-
Yeah.
I used to do that too, and then I found myself completely ignoring them the whole time. So I was like, why do I keep doing this? Because I'm just gonna fucking ignore them and let the conversation go where it goes. So
Yeah.
I think there was one more super chat I just.
Yeah.
There we go.
Guys, in the chat, hurry up with the super chats if you want them. You got a few minutes to do that. Throw them in. Lobster, go.
Yeah. Oh, Laney. Laney's actually our video editor.
Hell
so
yeah, most
I
talented
know.
video editor in fucking
anytime
all of
you
podcasting.
see shorts or any kind of crazy video, that's Laney.
So not only do they not pay you, but now you're paying them. You
Oh,
see how this
shit.
works? You see how they got their slaves
Why are you fucking paying us, Lee?
I didn't ask him to do that. No, we pay Laney.
So
Okay.
what
You do
is
pay that one.
Laney's comment? God bless. This app won't let me say nigger.
Whoa! But you just paid Vince to do it. That's nice.
Hey. Well, that's better than typing it, right?
I think so. Especially when
Yeah.
you said in that accent. Nigger.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just say this. You know why I say it? Because I don't like that they can censor us from inside.
Yeah,
You know?
amen.
You know?
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
I'm no fucking racist, but I don't like that I can't say a certain sound without being fucking destroyed.
I
It's
know, I know.
ridiculous.
I've already gone through that rigmarole. I got doxxed by, like, I had a
boy.
tweet that went 20 million viral, and then I got doxxed, and then they found my kid's school, and then they called my kid's school. Like, it was all because, it wasn't even that I said nigger, it was that
You said Dayquil.
I said Dayquil. I made the word Dayquil trending, and the company was like, what the fuck is going on? It's a whole thing to get into.
You said the word nigger with Dayquil is what you did.
Is that what I did?
Yeah, that's what you did.
And see,
like
we've
that's what
said
the word
nigger
Dayquil
in
insinuated.
1 minute 3 times. Do you see
Yeah.
how it takes off the edge of it? Nigga, 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 nigga,
Yeah,
nigga.
well, it gets better. It gets like softer every time. It's a little bit smoother.
Nigga.
But yeah, you know, there's certain words you can't utter without them. I don't know, trying to dox you and kill you. Or
We
something
need
like that.
to we need to take these words back,
it
and,
back.
and neutralize them. Yes, otherwise
Yeah.
we will lose the game. They're hijacking fucking English words and tainting them with evil shit. Like, you know, we need to take
Would you say
shit
they're
back.
destroying the English language, Vince?
Yes. Like, listen, a lot of
great
Christians
job of that.
So,
A lot of-
the kettle
a lot
calling
of-
the pot black, or
a lot of Christians gonna hate me for this, but we talked about this before. Lucifer, or light bringer, in my book, should not mean something evil. But I have a theory that Satan, or whatever, has tainted that saying, like light bringer, attached it to its evil self. So if there was a light bringer that is good, that comes and say, hello, I'm the light bringer, everybody
Right.
will say, that's Satan. So what my point is, I think the evil side, they can do shit like that, associate good shit with bad. So
so Jesus Christ is also referred to as the morning star.
Morning Star.
and,
yeah.
and Lucifer is referred to as the morning star. And what I've found over and over again is this spirit, you know, this satanic element, it cannot create. Like, God created everything, right? So when people say like numerology is satanic or whatever, it's like, don't get involved in it. The Bible tells you don't get involved in divination and future telling and all this other shit. But these are elements of the reality that we live in. I think the reason that we're called not to interact with them is because that's like giving a baby a fucking shotgun, right? And then absolute power corrupts absolutely. We're just here for 80 years. You start to bend the fabric of reality because you're doing rituals and seances and you're incorporating sacred geometry and all this shit. Number one, it's inviting a whole bunch of spiritual ramifications that you don't understand. But number two, it is real. It's the nature of the reality that we inhabit. They didn't create it though. They just twist it and invert it. You know, so I think that's kind of the thing too, is that spirit is the opposite of creativity.
But it's also
They co-opt and they steal and they create parasitic relationships and there's versions of that in the spiritual realm. There's versions of that in, you know, let's say Hollywood, where there's a parasitic contract where, you know, the Jews are fucking siphoning off the talent of somebody who has God-given talent. You know, it's
But
it's
isn't
kind of an
that-
as above, so below principle.
Isn't that the obvious evil? Like, this is the very obvious evil. The thing that the thing that's going to actually deceive people and be the very dangerous evil is what the Bible mentions. It's like it's going to be a form of Christianity, and it's going to present itself. It's going to be an antichrist, so it'll appear as. It's never going to be this temple of the temple of Satan. That's very obvious. The Satanic Bible, people are going to look at that and go, yeah, clearly evil. It's a fun LARP. People like to do this, but no one's getting fooled by this. No one's going to lose their soul by claiming this.
Well, a few dummies will.
A couple of dummies, but like by and large, no. It's going to look a lot like what Jesus is going to look like, but there's going to be
what
some
if it is
deviation.
Jesus and you're missing it because you're thinking
better
it's
read your Bible,
Antichrist?
and you better know who God is. You better understand his personality, because it's going to present itself, and the devil knows the Bible. It's going to present himself exactly like that. So if you're not familiar with your father, the face of your father, when an imposter comes, you're going to follow it. This is the kind of like the entire point of what we've been saying here. The Bible is just the best thing that we have to really figure out the personality of this entity, this thing that is our Father. If you don't know, good luck, dog. It's gonna get real crazy too in the next couple of of years. Like we are at the cusp of it, at the cusp of craziness. And all I can say is I don't know. Fucking batten up your hatches, baby, because it's gonna get weird.
It's coming. It's coming.
All
It's coming
right.
for us.
You made a great case for Christianity. I'm not converted, but you made a great case.
Say Christ is king, Vince.
God is king. How about that?
Okay, fine.
It's a fair compromise. It's a compromise.
We'll deal with it.
It's a good compromise. I think God is the Almighty. Oh, I want to say this.
Oh shit.
At the end of the day, what are we worrying about? Who can fuck with God? Nobody can fuck with God. God is
that's
the Almighty.
literally in the Bible, dog. God says, "Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God has you in the palm of His hand, goes with you, goes ahead of you to prepare the way." Like over and over again, it's that message.
So
Who
no
can
worries
stand
then.
against me if God is with me?
Yeah, fear not.
Awesome.
That's
So let's
That's
just
it.
laugh and curse and have a good time.
Let's
Have
do it.
some
So once
fun.
more, not that
Death Squad.
not that everyone doesn't in the chat already know. Tell everyone again where to find you guys and
Yes.
But don't find
Best
us.
place.
Don't watch
Well,
the show.
Don't
Nephilim
find
Death
us.
Squad, anywhere you listen to podcasts, patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad for early access to episodes. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I just requested Galactic. There you can get nothing. You can get called a faggot. That's pretty much all I do on. That's what I do on.
That's about
Twitter.
it on Twitter.
But also, we're here at
follow.
the Standard Coffee Shop in Florida. If you live in Florida, or if you like the show and you want to come visit, and
What's his name? Galactic Faggot?
I think so. Galactic FAGGOT. But if you want to
Faggot.
stop by and kick the shit with us, we've literally had fans show up and be like, "Sit the fuck down, do the show," because they've showed up in the middle of the show. It's the Standard Coffee Shop in Lady Lake, Florida. So come on in through the door and come hang, ask some questions. Maybe we'll give you some little swag bags we got hanging around.
And what is this? We got 3 tabs we're gonna go through. What is this? This is what? Patreon.
This is patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad.
That's where, like, so we do, I don't know, 5 episodes a week, probably, something like that. A lot of it will go there first. Sometimes it'll be only there until we air it on YouTube later, and sometimes it might be censored. Like this one, I'll probably take down, and we'll do a little bit of editing,
Edit out some choice words.
and put this back up in a safe manner. But on Patreon, it's going to all be uncensored. You get it there first. You can get tickets to Bohemian Grove there. Discounts off
TopLobster.com.
Top Lobster. We have
Oh,
communities.
it's coming.
and-
It's coming. Top
you're gonna do that
Lobster
one?
is next.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know what is this.
There it
There
is.
you go. That's my. This is
There
like,
it is. Click on buy tickets.
Buy
some
tickets.
Yep, and you can come and see a bunch of awesome content creators. We've not announced the lineup yet, and we're still keeping it under wraps, but it's going to be a good time. Wildwood, Florida. Comedy, conspiracy, Christianity.
VIP is sold out immediately, so we just have general admissions for
Hell yeah.
the second day. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I mean, Ted, you were at the first one, so you know that was fun. The second one was more fun. This one is going to be.
Well, technically the third one, and Ted was at the second one.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, we were
It's
at
a
the
little bit confusing.
we're all confused. No, but
yeah,
no,
so
it was
Ed
an
was
awesome
there, too.
time, and I'm sure it's going to be this time.
Oh, it's gonna be dope.
Awesome.
For sure.
And also, there's shirts here, right? Shirts.
No, you.
No,
Shirt.
you're a shirt. Yeah, so I draw all these. I'm a graphic designer.
Look at the Dan Bongino Yakub one.
Yeah,
That's a great
Dan
one.
Bongino's fun. Get your shine box, boy. Go ahead and support your boy. All the funds go directly to Dan Bongino's vagina surgery.
Yeah, Vince, are you going to come to Bohemian Grove, or is Kazakhstan in like a military lockdown or something right now? What's going
I
on?
hope to come to the U.S. Sometime in the future.
I would like to come to the USA.
I am here for Bohemian Grove. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
No, seriously. I would love to join Ted, Bill, and come to your place and just fuck around, you know?
Sleep on my couch.
Yeah, fuck around a little bit, you know? And then we got this page. What's this?
I don't know.
It's just more shit.
Fuck is
You
that?
can
Oh,
find us,
okay. That's our link tree. It's got all kinds of shit for you to click on. Go ahead and do it.
audio, the videos, you know. That's how you can find us everywhere, yeah.
Email us.
All their shit will be in the description of the video, and it'll be on our site also, uncensored, I may add. We will not be editing it because we have penises.
God bless the Jew. Long live the Jews.
Yes.
We like penises.
God bless Deputy Director Dan Bongino.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely. And also, Ted, our shit.
Oh yeah. A couple people asked where we want you to go the most is phoneboothpodcast.substack.com because nothing gets taken down there. We can say whatever the fuck we want and they leave it alone. So that's always good. And then go to merch store, buy the Fagman shirt. Buy the Fagman shirt. No. If you want to help us out, we got shirts, we got some mugs, we got a bunch of stuff. It'll be up soon, more stuff all the time. Go check it out. Vince, you want to do the fun one?
Yeah, and then go to canambullion.com, canambullion.com to get gold, silver, platinum bars and coins and gold. And I always go to the Trump coin, which is always sold out, which sucks because I love me some Trump. He's the best man in the world.
Indeed.
Yeah, he's the best man in the world. And go when they get their coins, get them. But otherwise, go to canambullion. Yeah, go canambullion.com. This was a fantastic stream. Love you guys. Fantastic.
Love you too,
dude.
man. Yeah,
Can't wait to do a part 2.
Hell yeah,
Absolutely.
guys. Sorry, we suck. We'll get it done faster next time.
Next time we will come on your show. We'll come on your show.
I will come in your show.
All over your
Get
studio.
your show pregnant. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Peace.
Fuck. You guys are